Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
And here we go on a Monday, attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. every single weekday morning, right here on The Fan. Brandon Beam, the General Bobby Carpenter, and of course our fearless leader and producer Mark the Shark. He's on vacay. He'll be back with us tomorrow. We got our man Bodie Wells with us. Bob, we have made it here to Monday. We are through the spring game, NFL draft a couple of weeks away, Jackets still alive, baseball in the air, and a new Grand Slam champion in golf. What's going on, buddy? Good to talk to you.
Yeah, the first one outside of him and Tiger in 50 years. Gary Player the last, I believe?
Jack was the last one to do it.
So Jack got it out?
I think. I don't know. It's a great question.
Beam,
Fired it at me too quick.
I don't know if I'm Golf Bob, but I think Jack got the Grand Slam before
Gary.
I would imagine. He's older than he is. And
even though Gary's a little bit older.
Is Gary older than Jack?
Yeah, Gary's like 90-something.
That's right. He just seems young because he does the push-ups and sit-ups and calls Americans fat.
Yeah. Fat little kids running around, pumping them full of sugar and
so great
butter.
Oh, Gary Player is one of my favorites. But for Rory yesterday, it's a little bit nostalgic. It was like watching. So we're talking about Jack winning his and Tiger winning his last one.
Yeah.
And for Rory, you forget the tear that he was on in the from 2011, like 10 to 14, where he won like five majors, maybe right there, 4, whatever it was. And this was the one that had eluded him. And he'd been in position so many times. And I've never seen a guy within a day or a tournament play so well and so poorly where Thursday, he's going to win. Friday.
No, even on Thursday, he's going to win. Yeah, and then he closes the round. He's going to lose.
And then Friday, you're like, oh gosh, back in at
66.
Snip, snap. Saturday, here we go. Oh,
solo lead.
And then Sunday, we're cruising along. I mean, we're to the point where there's no way.
Double bogey, the opening hole.
That helped calm his nerves, he said. But there's no way that he could blow it after after the turn, right? I mean, we're standing on 12.
Four-shot lead heading to the back nine at Augusta National.
They don't call it the back nine, Beam. They call it the second nine.
You are correct.
I listened to some broadcasting stuff and everything else going on with that at some point this weekend. I don't know where I was or what I was doing. But
second nine.
The second nine. And then on 18, you're like, dude, you put it right where it needs to be. And then you just push the putt a little bit.
Oselshank
after a great chip. I'm like, that's the chip of all chips.
You got 4 feet to win the Masters, man. And then you have to into the playoff.
The amazing thing is then you have to go back and play that same hole again.
Yeah.
The psychology of that, like this is your second shot, and he puts it right on it. I'm like, please don't miss this putt again.
Well, the fact, too, I mean, Rosie
had a great shot.
Yeah, 12 feet, 15 feet?
Yeah, there's no way he's bogeying that at that point. Just tap it in. A little tap, tap, tappy. It would have been a heck of a birdie, but it was at worst going to be a par. So you have zero room for error to spray this bad boy again.
Yeah, it was a really neat day. I think that's why sports are pretty incredible. And you saw the emotion, obviously, with him on 18. I mean, just the battles and the demons that he had to fight inside of that golf round, let alone for the last decade, trying to track that down.
I don't cheer for many foreigners, Beam, but I was cheering for Rory. I wanted to see him pull it out, especially once Bryson was out of it.
Yeah, it was quite the day. It was fun and drama, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, yeah.
We got a great show lined up for you here this morning. Buckeye Spring Game, we'll react to that coming up here in our next segment. Crazy story in college football over the weekend. Nico Iamaleava leaving Tennessee. We'll ask Bill Bender about that coming up here at 6:30 a little bit later on this morning. Get into some of the nuggets from Rory's Masters win, top of the 7 o'clock hour. Jackets alive on a Monday. 70-1 the last time we checked for their playoff odds. They're down to 14-1. It's very simple now. You have 2 games left for the Canadians. Yeah, insane. It's insane.
Imagine you throwing a couple shekels at 70-1.
It'd be feeling pretty good. Jackets play-by-play voice, Bob McElligott. He's going to join us at 7:17. Spencer Holbrook of Letterman Row. We'll talk some Buckeyes with him at 7:30. And then Joshua Perry, as always, he's going to join us coming up at 8:30. Before we hop into anything else today, it is Monday. It's the 14th day of April, 2025. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Baba, what do you got for us on this big Monday, buddy?
Well, it's April 14th, 104th day of the year, 261 in this 2025. This date, 1865. Rough day for the United States. President Lincoln is shot at Ford Theater, passes away on the 15th, the following day, tomorrow being. William H. Stewart, who was the Secretary of State, was also attacked. There was like a corroborated plan. Have you ever read Bill O'Reilly's Killing Lincoln?
I haven't, but I...
There's like a whole, I didn't realize there was a whole deal where they were trying to kill multiple people, assassinating at that, on that same day. Bodie, did you get the audio from the theater that day?
It wasn't on YouTube. Couldn't find it on there.
Unfortunate. This day, 1910, President Taft starts the tradition of throwing out opening pitches. I guess he was the first to throw out the opening pitch. Getting that done. President Taft, Bodie, from what state?
I'm going to say Ohio, Bob.
Good job, Bodie.
That's good. I mean, I put it on a T for you there.
Yeah. I knew he was the 27th president if you were going to ask me that.
Really?
Really, I knew it. I figured if I was ever going to replace Shark one day, I ought to start knowing some of that stuff. So I can get you the first like 20, mid-20s is kind of where I start
losing. That's really good.
It,
well, he's from Ohio.
What I got.
From Ohio as well. This date, 1912, the RMS Titanic hits the iceberg and begins to sink. That's when Rose decides.
Jack, there's a boat. Jack, come back. Come back. I'll never let go. I promise.
You did let go.
She
did let
she
go.
let him die.
Right after she said that.
Listen, it's okay. I'm glad I forgot that I had Bodie pull that. Yeah. That is so good.
Mythbusters did it. They could have both gotten on the door.
Of course they could have. What are we talking about, Beam? What are we talking about? That was Rory yesterday.
It really was.
On
the boat. He was on the door, off the door, playing a swan song, jumping in the water.
Snip, snap, snip, snap. The amount of Michael Scott snip, snaps yesterday was amazing. 1939, John Steinbeck publishes one of his phenomenal nominals, Grapes of Wrath. Also wrote of Mice and Men, Beam. Yep. Tell me about the Wabbits, George.
I love Of Mice and Men.
Oh, it's a good one.
Great read.
64, Sandy Koufax throws his 9th complete game without a walk. How about that?
Jeez.
Now no one even throws complete games anymore,
no.
1968, the first NBA game at Madison Square Garden. 1974, Gary Player, speaking of guys who have won all 4 of them, wins the 38th Masters and shoots a 278 in the process.
Now Gary Player, and he's finishing just in time. The rain is getting heavier by the moment. And so at this moment, the final round of the Masters, our champion is Gary Player.
Gary completed his slam, by the way, in 1965. Jack completed his in 66.
Oh, that's tough. I mean,
back-to-back years with slams, though. That's pretty impressive.
Won about 50 on a drought there.
Yeah.
And Rory got Tiger got his, then Rory got his, and I mean, I wonder if Phil watched that and was just like that,
clutching his
just anger.
Well, maybe at the U.S. Open this year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he might be able to get the 5th slam with the Live Championship too. If we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, that's a unheralded one.
Jack never won that.
No, he didn't. Facts.
This date, 1979, the Doobie Brothers, What a Fool Believes In, hits number 1. Love some Doobie Brothers. Love some Doobie Brothers. 1986, largest recorded hail falls in Bangladesh. You want to take a guess on how much it weighed, the hail ball?
I
saw a picture of it.
Like 4 pounds?
Can you guess?
Yeah, I was thinking 2 or 3. I'll say 3.
It's 2.2 pounds. It was a full kilo.
It's a meteorite.
Oh, there was some that came down over Buckeye Lake that were golf balls that my brother's father-in-law was showing me.
That's some serious
And those
damage.
were huge. I'm like, dude, if you got hit with that, it would kill you.
Dead.
You would be dead. That's like getting hit by an asteroid.
Yeah.
Meteor. Dead. This date, 1990, Madonna's Vogue hits number 1. Some birthdays today. Loretta Lynn, born on this date, 1932, lost her a couple years ago. And one of the greatest baseball players of all time, the Hit King, born on this date, Mr. Pete Rose, 1941.
If you have a lump in your throat, you're only human. And it's 2 balls, 1 strike on Rose. Everybody on their feet here in Cincinnati and a worldwide television audience watching these moments tonight here at Riverfront Stadium. 2-1 pitch from Shaw into left center. There it is. Rose has eclipsed Cobb. That's number 4,192.
There he was. There he goes. David Justice turning 59 years young today, the 3-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champ.
Oh, you're special. You're paying me $7 million a year, man. So yeah, maybe I am a little bit. No, man, I ain't paying you 7. Yankees are paying half your salary. That's what the New York Yankees think of you. They're paying you $3.5 million to play against them. David, you're 37. I want to milk the last ounce of baseball you got in you, and you want to stay in the show. Now, I'm not paying you for the player you used to be. I'm paying you for the player you are right now. You're smart. You get what we're trying to do here. Make an example for the younger guys. Be a leader. You can do that? All right. I got you.
Why do I have to pay for the vending machines in here?
It's so great. Nah, I'm paying you half your salary, dude.
The Yankees are paying you half.
Play against them. That's how much they think of you. Greg Maddux, also turning at 59, the 4-time Cy Young Award winner.
2-2, struck him out looking. There it is.
Would like to congratulate Greg Maddux on his 3,000th career strikeouts, becoming just the 13th pitcher ever to reach that milestone.
Congratulations to Greg Maddux. Caught Vizquel looking for number 3,000.
What's amazing is they said some of those didn't count, so he's going to have to go back and repitch them.
Yeah, like Bernie Mac.
Like Bernie Mac in his movie, Mr. 3000. No one will even get to these numbers now as pitchers anymore because no one pitches enough to hit any of those benchmarks. Former UFC star Anderson Silva turning 50.
My guy, loved him.
Oh, the Spider?
Yeah, loved him.
Sarah Michelle Gellar turning 48. And I always love to point this out. Her and Freddie Prinze Jr. got married, and they've been married for like 20-some years, got a couple kids together.
Good for those crazy kids.
That's what I said. I'm like, you know what? Hollywood marriages can work. Hopefully they don't jinx me one year. I woke up feeling dangerous this morning, but he does that every day. Mr. Baker Mayfield turning the big 3-0 today.
Looks like pressure off the edge.
Little trick play and a throw to Baker Mayfield to tie the game from Jarvis Landry.
Is that Cleveland? What are we calling that one?
It has tied this game as Mayfield is there for the catch on the left-handed throw by Landry. 14-14. Instant life from Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, Cleveland special.
Oh, that's back when it was the good old days, Bean. Juice Landry to Baker Mayfield. The connection you'll never forget. Chase Young, former Buckeye, turning 26.
Cone, the throw, looking, and Cone will be sacked. Chase Young wraps him up.
Chase Young, the All-American, going to the offense's left, trying to get a pass rush on 3rd and long.
They need 16 yards at the 39. Cone in trouble, sacked again by Chase Young.
He's got to go help on Chase Young. That has got to be a double team. I told you before, this guy is like Barry Bonds in 2001.
First down, Cone sacked again. Loose, Warner picks it up. Warner breaks it back. He's got blockers. Warner down at the 45. Chase Young, havoc, a career high. 4 sacks for the best player in America.
Hell of a season.
Yeah, pretty darn impressive by Chase right there. And then passing on this date, everybody's favorite investor, Bernie Madoff, passing away in 2021. Some holidays observances. It is Reach as High as You Can Day, Pan American Day, National Pecan Day or Pecan Day, National Perfume Day, National Guardian Day, and National Dolphin Day. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date. Monday, April 14th, the 104th day of the year, 261 days remaining, and 1 day to turn in your taxes.
Yep, good job with that, Bob, as always. Biggest takeaways from the Buckeye Spring Game next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, no crashes here in the metro. Just one south of Circleville. We're watching on 23 northbound. This is, again, south of Circleville, right near River Road. Watch for lanes closed over there. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Open a money market account at Kemba Financial Credit Union and enjoy 4.40% APY intro rate until 2026. That's 6 times the national average. Get the flexibility you need with easy access to your funds. Don't miss out. Offer expires April 30th, 2025. Visit Kemba.org. Restrictions apply. Advantage status and $5,000 minimum and $1 million maximum deposit required. APY equals annual percentage yield. Comparison based on FDIC average. Federally insured by NCUA.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
The Roofing Guys are your locally owned, trusted family business right here in Central Ohio. They've been hammering quality and service through the roof for over 25 years, offering professional services in roofing, siding, gutters, and more. Contact them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
I can't sleep.
What is it now?
It's the company. It's chaos.
What's chaos now?
The numbers, the expenses, the books. What if we get audited?
No one's going to audit you at 3 a.m. Go to sleep.
I can't sleep.
You could if you used Ramp.
Who said that?
I don't care because they're right. Go to sleep and sign up for Ramp in the morning, Jerry.
Ramp is the corporate card that handles all your tedious financial operations automatically, integrates directly with your ERP, and gives you complete control over every transaction. Ramp gives you everything you need for bulletproof books and a better night's sleep.
Wow, that is exactly what my company needs.
Yes, and exactly what I also need. Go to sleep, Jerry.
Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Join your Reds as we honor the Hit King on Wednesday, May 14th for Pete Rose Night. All fans in attendance will receive a Pete Rose replica jersey of the road uniform worn by Pete when the Big Red Machine celebrated back-to-back World Series championships. No one was prouder to wear Cincinnati across their chest than Pete Rose. Be a part of this special night honoring the legendary Charlie Hustle. Get your tickets now at reds.com/Pete.
Take action with Logan Services. Get up to $900 off a Train furnace and up to $1,500 off a Train air conditioner. Plus free duct cleaning on qualifying systems. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Schedule your free estimate now. Logan Services.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now.
Are you in need of basic dental treatment but can't afford the cost? There may be a solution. Hi, I'm Dr. Hal Jeter, president of the Ohio Dental Association, and I'm excited to tell you about a program called Dental Options. Dental Options is a partnership between the Ohio Dental Association and the Ohio Department of Health, in which qualifying patients can be paired with a dentist to receive discounted or even free dental care. Eligibility for the program is based on your financial situation. For more information or to apply, call 1-888-765-6789.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, April 26th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Slight chance of showers this morning, otherwise becoming mostly cloudy throughout the day. Daytime highs soaring into the 70s, and then isolated chances of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon, early evening, some which could be severe. For tonight, lows down into the 40s, but it will be breezy throughout the day. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. Counting down the days until Shark's retirement. You are listening to Morning Juice.
All right, friends. Officially over 70 pounds down with Awaken 180. Transition smoothly into maintenance mode. It's not just about weight loss. It's life-changing stuff here. I've dropped over 13% body fat. Visceral fat points are down by 8. Honestly, I feel like a completely different person. The coolest part is that Awaken 180 just doesn't say congrats and then wave goodbye. Let the door hit you on the way out. They prepare you for maintenance. So now I get to introduce myself to foods that I love. Pizza, ice cream, all kinds of good stuff. Seriously, my mindset's completely different now. Do I crave junk food? I don't. But can I eat those things now? Sure. Will I? Absolutely. But the difference is I no longer feel like I need them all the time. And Awaken 180's free support for life means that this weight's going to stay off. My body's now working for me instead of against me. And I'm finally at my healthy baseline weight, feeling awesome. Change your mindset, change your life. Awaken 180 made it happen for me. Check them out online at awaken180weightloss.com. We were going to go over to the spring game on Saturday. Didn't happen.
Why not?
Well, Meredith got out of the shower around 9 a.m. And she comes out. She goes, "Hey, you know, I've turned the faucet off, but the water's still running in the shower." I'm like, "Well, that's not good." I'm like, "What do you mean you turned the faucet off?"
Is that when I got the phone call?
That's when you got the text. "Hey, big dog, do you know obviously you do. You know a number for a plumber? It's an emergency situation we've got here. Yeah. I'm going to attempt to fix it myself."
After that attempt succeeds or fails, I might need a professional.
Well, here's the three outcomes that could possibly, and water.
Yeah, I mean,
the water's terrifying. All right, I mean it can do so much.
At least
damage.
It was still draining though. It wasn't like
there wasn't like a backup. It was just running, and so I went down, shut off the main.
Look at you.
I know. I look
off the main.
Yeah, shut off the main, and I'm like, all right, well, let's troubleshoot some things here, see what's wrong. It's fired into Google. They're like, you're like a shower cartridge. I'm like, I don't even know what that is, but let's dissect it. Let's really get in there, figure out what's happening. So I had to take apart the whole like shower panel, where everything is, the knob and everything. And there's this little piece right behind that's in your pipes, and you had to pull it out, and I had to put a new piece in there.
Rusted or something?
Yeah, there's some sort of corrosion in there, and it just wasn't working anymore. So after about a couple hours trying to take everything out, put it back in, a couple of trips to the hardware store, went to the hardware store, got a tool to pull it out, got a new shower cartridge. Shower cartridge I originally got didn't fit in there. So then
of course it wouldn't.
Yeah, because I didn't have the tool to pull it out yet, so I didn't know which kind I was buying. So then I go back. I'm like, hey, I hope this is the last time I see you guys in here today. Got the right one, plopped it right in there, turned the water back on, reassembled everything, good to go.
Look at you.
There are three outcomes, though. Either you don't fix it and need to call someone. Either you fix it and don't fix it and do more damage, which is the scariest outcome of everything, or you just fix it.
Yeah.
So our Saturday morning was eaten up by that.
Yeah, but didn't you feel good about the successes?
I felt really good about it. Probably cost me $80 all in.
You know what you could have done is just said, bump it. I'm going to go to the game. Future Brandon can deal with this problem. He'll deal with this Sunday morning when he's battling a hangover, or maybe when he's drunk Saturday evening.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Play with the water pipes. But I did watch the Buckeye spring game. That was pretty crisp from the offense. I think there's a bunch of playmakers on this offense. Mylan Graham being one of them. Running backs looked good. Thought all the quarterbacks had their highs. Some had a little lower lows. Like Tavian, you could tell he's going to get there. Some of those balls that he was throwing were great. He just had a couple interceptions, but I thought Lincoln played all right. I do think that Julian Sayin out-battled him on that day, though.
Yeah, I think Julian played the best on Saturday. Lincoln missed a couple of throws early on. You know, when Riley says you got to make your layups. and so missed a couple of those. Tavian, you can see that he's a freshman, but he's got all of the physical tools. It's just a function of experience and time at this point. So his ability to sit there in the pocket, deliver the strikes, he's done that. He looks good. Just occasionally gets fooled a little bit.
Yeah.
And like old George Dub said, fool me once, shame on
me.
We ain't going to get fooled again.
Fool me twice. Fool me, can't be fooled again.
Can't be fooled again. So a couple of that happened a couple of times with him. I thought the safety play was good. Young corners did some good things. I think the back seven's going to be really good in the secondary. And linebackers, keep in mind, they called like 3 things on defense.
Yeah.
And there was really no pressure. And some of those passes that were coming out, especially by Julian, Logan was bearing in. Like you were getting hit as you were throwing it, and maybe 1 or 2 of them, he would have disrupted the throw, if not sacked you. So you always have to kind of, they err on the side of the offense when the quarterbacks aren't live as to when you got the ball out and like how that all looked. And so they didn't run any blitzes. They ran very vanilla stuff up front. There was some good. I thought the interior of the offensive line was really good.
I agree with that wholeheartedly, man. They were denting that D-line.
Well, and some of that is now on the other side. The interior, the defensive line has got to play better. I think they've got a couple guys who could be pretty good. And Edric Houston and Kayvon McDonald. Now they've got to have some of those other guys, Tywan Malone, Will Smith. These guys got to step up, or they've got to find or they've got to go portaling beam. But the reality is in the portal, sometimes it's like shopping for Christmas dinner at Sheetz. You know, I mean, there may not be, there's only what there is, okay?
Yeah.
You're like, let's go get this player. Oh, there is.
It's that egg salad sandwich looking. When was that made?
That sounds good. I'd love some, nice Christmas ham. Well, I can get you some Christmas jerky. How about that? And that might be the next
cured. It's kind of the same process of what it takes to get there.
Of course, a little more chewy, but that's what we're going to deal with. So that's what they've got a little bit but that's, I think, a problem that a lot of people are battling, and so they've got to just have some improvement, some growth there, and we'll kind of see how that goes throughout the season.
Here was what Ryan had to say after the game about what needs to happen between now and August 30th when you take on the Texas Longhorns.
Well, we know who our first opponent is, so we know we have to hit the ground running. We don't have the luxury of kind of easing into the season. Not that that's even really the case. I shouldn't say that, but you know what I'm talking about. So, the margin for error, I guess, is the best way to look at it. I think the first thing you notice about this team is they compete, they're competitive, they're edgy. I think, once you get past some of the guys who have played football here with the ones, it quickly gets inexperienced fast. But even the guys who are going to be starters next year, they haven't played a lot of football as starters. They played football, but not as starters. That's a whole different deal. I mean, you have to produce regularly. You have to be able to handle an increased number of snaps at a high level. It's a whole different deal. And so, because we lost talent, but more importantly, we lost experience. We're still talented, but we lost the experience. And every time you go out there, you're either remembering or you're learning. We have a lot of guys learning right now. We do. And so we got to just accelerate that learning process and, figure out what that plan is here this summer and how we do that. And our off-season program still got to be, as hard as ever. And then as we get into preseason, we got to do a great job of making sure, again, we're creating as many game situations as possible.
Either remembering or you're learning. We got a lot of guys here who won this national championship last season that were remembering what happened. This year's iteration, you got a lot of guys learning on the fly.
Absolutely. And you start looking at it, like you said, a lot of those guys have left. And some of the guys who've even played, well, they weren't full-time starters. There's a big difference between being the guy who can come in and play, 15 to 30 snaps as opposed to the guy who you're relying on now. You're the meat and potatoes. You've got to give us 50 to 60 a game. And, the other guy is going to be the change-up. You're going to be the main course here. And so that's something mentality-wise to where, you talk about, Edric Houston, Kayvon McDonald, Kenyatta Jackson, Caden Curry, CJ, some of these guys are going to be playing up front on the defensive line who have been good and rotated in, and, they're very talented players, could do some good stuff.
It's your time now.
It's your time, and there may be a situation against Texas where you're in the middle of a 10-play drive, and you got 4 plays in, and they're driving the ball, and it's the final drive of the game. Like, you're not looking to the sideline for the sub. Okay, you're
not doing the helmet tap.
There is no helmet tap. You've got to mount up and you've got to go. and you've got to go finish the game. And so that's what they've got to figure out.
Bill Bender of the Sporting News. He's going to join the program. We'll break down everything from the weekend with him coming up in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Monday. Just one crash a little bit south of Circleville. We're watching crews clear out a crash on 23 northbound. Again, that's just south of Circleville. Watch for delays as you come into that city. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
You're listening to Rob Manfred's least favorite radio show. This is Morning Juice.
Coming up 1 hour away from right now, Spencer Holbrook of Letterman Row. He's going to join the program. Talk some Buckeyes in the spring game. Right now, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Every single Monday at this time, we get to check with our great friend. He is of the Sporting News. He is Bill Bender. Bill, thanks for the time. Always appreciate it. Your takeaways from the Buckeye spring game that you got to see on Saturday. We were just listening to some Ryan Day talking. Lot of different things kind of going on here with the Buckeyes, but obviously some holes in this team that they need to fill. What did you feel about the young Buckeyes you got to see on Saturday, Bill?
Just more than enough talent there. I didn't go to the game, so I'm going to have to rewatch it this morning. But Julian Sayin obviously came out and looked really good. Luke Kienholz came on in the second half, threw a couple touchdowns. I thought Mylan Graham is a guy that you look at in this team. Can he work into that rotation? 4 catches, 90 yards. And then anytime Bo Jackson flashes in anything, you know, that's going to get an attention. I remember at the running back availability, he was at practice. He just seems like a no-nonsense, all-ball kind of guy, and that shows.
So, Bill, if your last name was Jackson and you had the nickname of Bo but the first name of Lamar, which one are we going to lean into in 2025?
You know, they asked him that, and I know I think you got to go with Bo if you're a running back. If he played a different position.
Well, someone said Lamar was a running back, Bill.
Oh, you know, I think I'm trapped then, but it allows us to, you know, look at Bo Jackson highlights from the 80s, and I'm sure he'll get that question 300 more times, but on his own, the talent that he has and C.J. Donaldson has, Peoples, they have a deep running back room. It's not quite the same as last year, but again, the talent is there.
Bill, it's a pretty wild weekend cutting college sports, and I think Bob and I were talking about it maybe on Thursday or Friday, how Nico Iamaleava in Tennessee were in contract negotiations. He didn't show up to practice on Friday, and then by the time that we get to Saturday, Nico is gone. Josh Heupel saying nobody's bigger than the program itself. I mean, that encapsulates, I feel like, kind of what college football right now is in 2025. But that's a rather large story emerging out of the SEC.
Well, it overshadowed every spring game, honestly. With him transferring in the morning, with reports that, you know, Dan Lanning kind of told Josh Heupel that your quarterback's shopping around. That's been reported. And the fact that he left, I made the comparison that it's like what he did, like holding out, seeking free agency at the same time. And that's one of the problems we have here. You know, I thought all along when we wrote about him Friday that he was going to be the loser in this, even if he gets more money and transfers, because I think he's feeling the brunt of the criticism. And on the Tennessee side, it's a little bit of, hey, way to go, Tennessee. So I'm surprised this hasn't happened earlier. But for Nico Iamaleava, who, by the way, has a younger brother, Madden, who's a four-star quarterback, committed to Arkansas and has already flipped from UCLA. I mean, when is enough, guys?
Yeah, that's what's tough. And that's what, Bill, there's so many layers to this. And I was trying to figure out, like, what was the most, I would say, impressive or surprising part of this story to you? The fact that Nico, the day before the spring game, holds out. B, the fact that Tennessee stands their ground and says, hey, you signed a deal, you're well paid, and this is what it's going to be. We can't renegotiate stuff on the day before the game. Or the fact, the final piece, that it appeared that Dan Lanning is calling Josh Heupel and saying, hey, we're two coaches that, I mean, they're not in the same conference, but, like, they're both playoff caliber teams, talking about his quarterback trying to potentially get out of there.
And Lanning will be on his third straight transfer quarterback starter, too. Another part of that. Yeah. You know, they had Bo Nix, Dylan Gabriel, Dante Moore this year. The most surprising part was the news Friday that, okay, I'm sitting out of this spring practice. And I'm, just entering the transfer portal at that point. Yeah. You know, you had the other excuse being used here is, okay, they lost to Ohio State in the playoff 7 days before that portal closed. So you could say, well, he didn't have enough time to assess his portal options at that time. Either way, if you're going to do it this way and let it become public, you're going to be criticized. It's not like if in a couple years if Caleb Williams holds out of OTAs in a couple years and then signs, it's not a big deal. The way that Nico did this, he's always going to be remembered for that as long as he's in college.
Yeah, he absolutely will be. And now, I mean, it turns to where is he going to go? I know there's a few options on the table for him. So, I mean, it was just a fascinating weekend for kind of all of that to evolve as we check in with Bill Bender, the sporting news here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Bill, they say the Masters doesn't start until the second 9 on Sunday, and Rory McIlroy had a wild ride to the finish. Up 4 shots heading to the second 9, vanished, disappeared, got into the playoff, ends up beating Justin Rose for the first career Grand Slam we've seen since Tiger did it 25 years ago. Just a wild situation that we got to see yesterday at Augusta National.
Yeah, and finally he closes. He's obviously been around for a long time, been a very successful golfer. It's funny, while we were listening to I was driving back with Grant on the way back from a game, and we were listening to that, and I was explaining to him Tiger's dominance. And it come to me at that point that maybe we've underappreciated Rory a little bit. I mean, he's never going to be in that Tiger realm, but what he's done, pretty amazing. And always, of course, we have the Masters, and why is it still cold here in Ohio? That was my other thought. Can we get through this winter and get some spring weather, please?
I'm with you on that, Bill. Believe me, it was wild, though, to see. I was trying to do the same thing with my son, give that historical significance that, I mean, outside of Tiger Woods, I mean, it's been 50 years. I mean, Jack was the last guy to do it, Gary Player doing it a year prior to him. And something that there's been so many good golfers that have come through, and to get all 4 with just the differences of setup and tournament layout and everything else, I mean, it is one of the greater feats that you're going to find in sport.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And when we were talking, I said something because it's been so long. I said, I think Tiger won the U.S. Open by like 20 strokes or something. And, Grant having the phone, he looks it up and he says 15. And I was like, yeah, he could have played 3 or 4 more holes. But I think for Rory, too, to have that toughness to blow the lead and then turn around and win the playoff, good for him, good for the Masters. And that event never disappoints. You guys know that.
When he plunked that ball on 13 and ended up making the double bogey, I said to myself, I'm like, that must be what Bill felt like when he got hip checked in the Fisher Catholic alumni basketball game.
No, we would win that tournament. We had a guy, Bobby knows, we had a guy in our class that played in Muskingum, so we just gave him the ball. But we haven't had that in a long time ago. Maybe we should bring it back.
I don't know. I mean, I heard some stories about you getting a little feisty and then kind of getting put in your place. Is that true?
No, maybe. I don't know. I haven't played in a while in a competitive setting, but I would be on a basketball court. Yes, I was a little bit mouthy.
That's okay. You're allowed to be. Bill, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a great rest of the week, buddy, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
Good. Have a good week, guys. Thanks so much.
There he goes, our great friend, Bill Bender of the Sporting News, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Kenny Pickett's not just wanting to hang out in the city of Cleveland with the Browns. That and Quick Hitters next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Monday. No crashes on the map right now, but busy traffic on 71 near downtown and on 33 on the southeast side. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Earn a $200 cash bonus with a home equity line of credit from BMI FCU. Visit bmifcu.org/home-equity for more details.
Bring more fresh to Easter with great deals at Meijer. Savory Meijer Spiral Sliced Half Ham is 79 cents a pound with M-Perks Limit 1. Discount automatically applied once you enter your M-Perks ID. Buy one, get one free. Pineapples or cantaloupe. Mix or match. And a dozen Aunt Millie's rolls are just $2.99. Decorate your home and table with Easter decor. And make Easter a good deal sweeter for your little peeps with toys, candy, and more. Hop into Meijer, where Easter is a good deal better. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
And today, Pella's excited to announce our 100-year anniversary.
Cut! Leslie, you accidentally said 100 years.
Not an accident, Wilson.
What?
When you do the windows that look the best, you tend to stick around for a while.
I can't compete with that. Buy from her.
Get the windows that have been around for 100 years. The windows that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Don't let life get in the way of what's most important. Visit shelterinsurance.com to learn more. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like early pay, moving up payday so you could get your money faster, up to 2 days faster. And there's no cost. It's your money, right? So stop playing the waiting game. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney. Direct deposit and eligibility requirements apply.
When your sump pump is no longer sumping and pumping, please don't become a sump pump grump.
A sump pump grump thinks whacking the pump will make it start working again.
But it never does.
Get Eco. ECO. A sump pump grump will let a faulty sump pump completely ruin a perfectly good day.
Fortunately, I've invented a solution.
No more sump pump grump?
No more sump pump grump.
Get Eco. ECO. Tell me about it, Jerry.
The solution is that you get Eco to do a sump pump inspection.
What would that include?
We check your pump, your battery backup, and all the downspouts and drains along the way to make sure everything is running clear.
How much?
That's up to you, Aaron.
Jerry, Eco would be happy to do that for just $89.
That's a great price.
Get Eco. ECO. Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
Go to geteco.com.
If you miss a little, you'll miss a lot. Search for your favorite fan shows wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe. Every episode comes right to your phone absolutely free. Modern technology, it's a hell of a thing. Do it now. The Fan.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Why would we trade our best player?
Well, at least you got to watch him in person when he was here.
I named my only son after him.
So you'll always remember his name.
Yeah, but what do I do with this jersey?
Luckily, the company has a great return policy.
I wore it for 6 seasons.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
If this show made a scented candle, it would smell like bad coffee, unwashed jockstrap, and grass clippings.
I wasn't sure how you take your coffee.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
So, mouth or enema?
All right, cruising along here, a little Monday for us. Going to get a little bit of rain a little bit later on. Not like we've had enough of that.
Got to blame it on something, Beam.
Yeah, of course. But all in all, should be a pretty nice little day we're going to have here.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JustSports for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Happy Monday, Bodes. How you living over there?
Oh, my gosh. I'm juiced out of my mind, guys.
Oh, really? Final day.
Final day. Also, it was a great weekend. We'll get into that more here in an hour when we talk about what has us juiced.
Ooh.
But we'll start here with the NFL. Just like LeBron James in the summer of 2014, Joe Flacco is back in Cleveland, a city he helped lead to the playoffs in 2023 and even won Comeback Player of the Year for his efforts with the Browns that season. Despite that, though, Kenny Pickett, he isn't ready to give up that starting quarterback job just yet. At Pittsburgh's spring game over the weekend, Pickett was asked about being the Browns starting quarterback, and he said, quote, "That's the plan, man. I'm not going there just to hang out. I want to go play. I'm excited. I've been working hard, and I'm taking it one day at a time." Bobby, how would you stack the odds between Flacco, Pickett, and a likely future draft pick starting the most games for the Browns this fall?
That is a tough bet right there. I would probably have even money on about all of them. I don't know if I could say, do I feel good about Kenny Pickett being the starter? Probably not.
Do you feel good about Joe Flacco being the starter?
Maybe a little more than Kenny Pickett. And then ultimately, I feel like if the season's flushed down the crapper, you go with whoever you drafted to see what you got at that point.
Who says they're drafting someone?
Well, I'm thinking they're going to draft someone. Now, are they drafting him in the first round? Probably not. Are you maybe going to draft him in the second, third, fourth? Maybe. So I think that you do draft a guy, and you take a guy in the second or third, and you're 2 and 7. I mean, at some point, like, well,
all right, let's go. Let's see what
this guy can do a little bit.
Yeah, of course. I don't blame Kenny Pickett for this, right? When he comes over thinking that he's going to be the starting quarterback, then he signed Joe Flacco. That's what we call a good old quarterback competition in the NFL between Kenny and Joe that we're going to see. I mean, Kevin Stefanski was, I don't want to use the term like gushing about Kenny Pickett, but he was excited about him to be able to get him in his room. Listen, it's a total
small hands.
It's a total revamp of their quarterback room.
Super Bowl rings.
It is. And Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett both have a Super Bowl ring, so I guess they are bringing some experience. Listen, even if you're bringing Joe back for just the experience factor and Kenny beats him out.
The Joe Flacco experience?
Yeah, the Joe Flacco, the wild ride. Please keep all arms and legs inside the roller coaster at all times. Even if Kenny Pickett does beat him out, I just feel like that's still a nice guy to have in the room. It's a veteran guy, been to a lot of playoff games, had a lot of success. He's had success in that city just a couple of years ago, getting the Browns to the playoffs.
There, you remember.
I do remember. I was there for that Joe Flacco ride. But, yeah, of course Kenny Pickett's not just going there to hang out and collect a paycheck. No way.
Stick with the NFL here. Injuries robbed him for most of what was a disappointing 2024 season. But in 2023, Jaguars tight end Evan Ingram had 963 yards on 114 catches, including 4 trips to pay dirt. And all those stats were among the league leaders at the tight end position that season. After signing with the Broncos in free agency this year, Ingram is ready to evolve in his role within the Broncos offense. He told the Denver media, "In Jacksonville, I was kind of a master of the underneath game, which is big for staying ahead of the chains. I love that role in the offense, but I think the vertical presence that Sean Payton mentioned and brought to the table. And the vision he had for that was really big for me, too, because I do have that part in my game, and I'm ready to be unleashed in that aspect. Beamer, I'm not ready to compare Bo Nix to Drew Brees just yet, but we did see Jimmy Graham have a lot of success at that position in Sean Payton's offense back in the day.
I think this is the team to watch out for 2025. I think we've said it through this offseason. Again, very tough division, but when you look at the procurement of talent that the Broncos are going through, you knew it was going to be a build from Sean Payton. You knew it was going to take a couple of years. They started off, just atrociously with that first year with Russ and Sean Payton kind of running things. Then they got rid of Russ. They started to win some games at the end of the year, and then all of a sudden Bobby flipped forward to next year. Bo Nix, good rookie season. They make the playoffs in year number 1. Year number 2 of Sean Payton, year number 1 of Bo Nix. Now you look at their division. Kansas City Chiefs, obviously still very good. Just fought for their third straight Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Lost the game to the Eagles, but still there. The Chargers and Jimmy Harbaugh out there. Okay, that's cool. See what they can do. And then you have the Denver Broncos. I think the Raiders are still a couple of years away with what they're trying to do right now. I think it's a team to watch, and I think that Evan Ingram could be a very, very big piece in the way that Sean Payton, Sean, the way he runs his offense. Like anything more you can do from the tight end position to make you versatile, line up wide, line up on the inside. Like Evan Ingram is a guy who can do some serious damage in that offense.
Yeah, they'll move him around and they'll get vertical with him. They love Jimmy Graham to get vertical, and Evan Ingram's tall, he's athletic. He'll be a tough matchup.
Yeah.
As they continue to evolve this offense. So there's going to be a lot of meat on that bone there for that Denver offense. Like you said, they're just in the toughest division right now in football, but I don't think anybody there is going to be shying away from that.
The NHL playoff teams are just about set in the Eastern Conference. The last spot, of course, we know is down to the Blue Jackets in Montreal. In the West, Minnesota, St. Louis, and Calgary are battling it out for the final 2 wildcard spots there. One thing that is finalized, though, is that the original 6 teams based in the US of A, that is Detroit, Boston, Chicago, and the New York Rangers, will all miss the postseason for the first time in NHL history. Boston and Chicago are near the bottom of their respective conferences. Detroit and New York bowed out of the playoff race over the weekend. Carp, a Canadian-based team, hasn't lifted the cup since Montreal did it in 1993. Hopefully that's not the case this year for that team, but maybe this is the year that the country breaks the streak, you think?
I don't need the country to break the streak. I love the fact that we've taken what Canada has loved, and now it's ours.
Yeah.
And now
I'm the captain.
When you're having American-born players drafted first overall,
2 Canadian teams,
like that's when it has flipped. And kids growing up in like Phoenix that are now like great hockey
superstars.
Players.
How does that happen?
It's like, I grew up playing
living in the desert,
pond hockey in Phoenix outside in the winter. So it's great. One day I'd like to be alive when this happens with soccer. I don't know if I will or not, but it's one of the great things. Right? I hope.
What's the next World Cup? 28
next year?
No, 26. Okay.
Summer.
Believe me, I would love to see this happen. And I love the fact that we put the Canadians in their place.
It's crazy to me that the Red Wings, Bruins, Blackhawks, and Rangers all missed the playoffs for the first time ever together. Now, the Canadians can obviously still get into the playoffs. They have a game tonight. With one of those playoff teams that they did miss playing them, they play the Blackhawks this evening. So if
Chicago wins, it might be fate.
Yeah, if you're wondering, your rooting guide, big Blackhawks fan. Everybody here is a big Blackhawks fan here this morning. Canadians tonight.
That's right.
Canadians at home, too, in Montreal.
That's tremendous.
Hopefully they can get it done. Keep you alive for another day.
Hey, just like Bon Jovi, Bodie.
You live for the fight when that's all that you've got, Bob.
I love it. Are you getting crushed every month with insane credit card payments? I know you can get them all paid off. Imagine zero credit card debt. It's easy with Advantage First Lending. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. AFL specializes in helping homeowners unlock the equity in their home. I'm talking instant financial freedom. AFLcash.com. Well, it's your first step. They can get you tens, even hundreds of thousands in cash. Pay off credit cards, car loans, personal loans, slashing your overall monthly payment by hundreds of dollars. Start the new year off, or start the second quarter off. Start off the spring with less stress and more confidence. Say goodbye to high-interest debt by tapping into your home's equity. AFL's high-tech platform is super fast with zero hassle and zero junk fees. Over 2,000 5-star reviews. Listen, it's a new year. Make the call now. Advantage First Lending. Call 844-394-CASH. 844-394-CASH. Get on the path toward a brighter financial future now at AFLcash.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 120-9177, subject to lender approval, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Got to see some pretty unbelievable history down in Georgia yesterday. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. No crashes that we're watching right now. Things starting to pick up in a couple spots, though. 33 on the southeast side getting busy, and 71 near downtown also starting to pack up this morning. Make it a great day and a great week. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax, and not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
Columbus knows what it takes to be a champion. Just like your favorite team, Caster Connection plays to win. Our heavy-duty casters and wheels offer unmatched durability and ergonomic performance from manufacturing and material handling and beyond. With an unrivaled online inventory and the best consultative experts in the industry, we'll help you find the right caster for any job. Shop now at casterconnection.com and save 10% on online orders with promo code ROLL10. Not a retail location.
Spring forward, Columbus, with the Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling Services. We're here to thaw you out with this limited time offer. Get up to $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer is too good to pass up. The Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling now together to serve you better with $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer won't last. Call us today, 614-232-2222. That's 614-232-2222.
Colin Man here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Watching big events are more fun at Hollywood Casino. For example, there's this draft thing coming up. Large men get selected to move to different cities and play football. That's all I'm legally allowed to say. Not only do you get the excitement of on-site wagering and camaraderie, there's prizes to win at the Sportsbook. And sign up for Penn Play Rewards and play up to $500 on the house. Do it now. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
I can't sleep.
What is it now?
It's the company. It's chaos.
What's chaos now?
The numbers, the expenses, the books. What if we get audited?
No one's going to audit you at 3 a.m. Go to sleep.
I can't sleep.
You could if you used Ramp.
Who said that?
I don't care because they're right. Go to sleep and sign up for Ramp in the morning, Jerry.
Ramp is the corporate card that handles all your tedious financial operations automatically, integrates directly with your ERP, and gives you complete control over every transaction. Ramp gives you everything you need for bulletproof books and a better night's sleep.
Wow, that is exactly what my company needs.
Yes, and exactly what I also need. Go to sleep, Jerry.
Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spring is here, and it's time to refresh your yard with Ohio Mulch. With 15 convenient locations in Central Ohio, it's easier than ever to get your mulch ready for the season. Need it delivered? No problem. Save $50 on home delivery when you order online. Whether it's mulch, soil, or even stone, we've got your yard covered. Visit OhioMulch.com today and spruce up your garden with the best.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, greener, greener, better.
Evan Cohen here. When the draft clock is ticking, you've got to pick the best talent, regardless of position, to fit your team's needs. Well, if you're hiring for your business, you want to find the best talent for any of your roles. That's why you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful technology hustles to find qualified candidates for your job immediately. And if you see a standout candidate, ZipRecruiter lets you personally invite them to apply. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL. A great lawn is like a great sports team. It takes expertise and a little extra care to really stand out. That's where True Green comes in. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, so they know a thing or two about keeping grass looking like a fairway. It's more affordable than you think, and they'll even match any competitor's price. Plus, True Green backs it all up with a satisfaction guarantee. Head to TrueGreen.com today. Let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, everybody. Wells, they say you live for the fight when that's all that you've got. Last night in the nation's capital, the Blue Jackets beat the Capitals 4-1 as the CBJ continue to fight for their playoff lives. With 2 games left in the regular season, Columbus needs to win both and have Montreal go 0-1-1 to land that final wild card spot. Sunday afternoon baseball, the Guardians saw their 5-game win streak get snapped with a 4-2 loss to the Kansas City Royals. Cleveland still took the series, though, as they won 2 out of the 3-game set. And in Cincinnati, 7 shutout innings from Hunter Green helped the Reds beat the Pirates 4-0 as Cincinnati swept their 3-game series there. And in golf, Rory McIlroy defeated Justin Rose in the first hole of a sudden death playoff as he wins the Masters and captures his first green jacket. This update is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss with a 98% customer satisfaction rating and thousands of 5-star reviews. The choice is clear. Awaken180weightloss.com. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Bobby played football for Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick. Beamer played football for a drunk named Joe who worked at the gas station. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hour 2 for us here on a Monday. Coming up this hour, 7:17-ish this morning. Play-by-play voice of your Columbus Blue Jackets, Bob McElligott. He's going to join us. And then at 7:30, Spencer Holbrook, Letterman Row. To react to everything he saw at the Buckeye spring game on Saturday.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the master griller.
All right, lots to get to. Jackets sweep the Capitals this weekend. 7-0, then 4-1 yesterday. At the Flyers tomorrow. Habs at home against the Blackhawks tonight.
That sounds pretty good. They need a little help, Beam.
They need a little help, but they've gotten it so far. Montreal got themselves into overtime on Saturday and then lost to the Maple Leafs. I'm never cheering for the Maple Leafs in my life, but I was...
At that point, the alliances, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Some strange bedfellows it can make. I never thought I would cheer for the Leafs at all either. But
you got 2 games left to go, and you're still in it.
They have zero margin of error. They have to win them both, and you need 2 losses. But hey, said if you got to this weekend, if you got to Monday and you were still alive.
Monday.
This is pretty good. Especially when you had the way they beat the Caps over the weekend.
Oh, they just bludgeoned them on Saturday.
Goals, Beam.
And yesterday, too, even. There was an Adam Fantilli sequence on Saturday in the matinee that was just, it may be the best sequence of the year. He blows up a Caps player, turns around the other side, Jackets go on the break, then he scores 5 seconds later on a goal, on a rush.
It's tremendous.
It was crazy, man. Crazy. Play-by-play voice of your Columbus Blue Jackets, Bob McElligott. He's going to join us coming up here next segment around 7:18-ish, 7:17-ish. Last night, the Crew took down St. Louis 2-1, 8 unbeaten now to start the season. It's the longest streak to start in franchise history. Dan Gosdog actually made his debut.
Oh.
He scored a goal at the very end of the game. He was slightly offside, though, so that goal ended up coming back. But the Crew going on the road and taking down St. Louis 2-1.
What does it mean to be slightly offside?
It means that he was offside. It doesn't matter if you're a mile offside or slightly offside.
Is that like being like a little bit pregnant?
Kind of, basically. Yeah, but he He played. He got a nice. I didn't think he was going to play. I thought they would wait until this coming weekend where they're playing Miami up in Cleveland. That's their next game. I would have thought that they would have waited for his debut, but no, they got him 45 minutes, and I thought he looked to be pretty good. But the Crew claw back. They were down 1-0 and then scored right before halftime, and then in the second half. So a great start to the season for them. Gardos won 2 out of 3 against the Royals. Did have their 5-game winning streak snapped yesterday. They're at the Orioles starting tomorrow. And then the Reds, how about them? Sweeping the Pirates. Paul Skeens getting all the love about the best pitcher in Major League Baseball. Hunter Green has been unbelievable this year for the Reds. Another scoreless effort out of him yesterday as they sweep the Buccos. They're also off today. They get the Mariners tomorrow. I know that you love the second 9 at Augusta National.
It's a fun 9 holes.
Depending on who you are, it's a fun 9 holes.
I'll say this. We're here for the fun and drama. That's what defines entertainment, fun and drama. So it's an entertaining 9 holes, to say the least.
Rory sleeps on a 2-shot lead going into Sunday. Okay?
This roller coaster of up and down, even throughout the tournament. Good shots, bad shots, leads.
Great holes, great sequences, and then just fall apart.
Terrible.
So he starts off the day, he's paired with Bryson. Starts off the day yesterday with a double bogey. Just straight away, right into the fire. That 2-shot lead that you've worked so hard to get, gone.
Here you go.
Poof.
Have it back.
Vanished. And then Bryson ends up making a birdie on number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Rory makes, I believe, a par. And there was the 2 shots. It was already all of a sudden 2-shot swing. Now Bryson has the lead, second hole in.
Rory, he didn't like that lead, though.
No, he didn't like that lead because he kind of imploded.
Shot a 75.
Yeah.
I would say minus the kind of beam.
Yeah, he definitely imploded.
If he just would have shot par, he would have been in it with 3 shots left.
Yeah, of course.
Because what he finished, 7 under?
He was at 7 under. If he would have just been even on the day,
if you're even
17, 18, who knows?
Who knows what could happen?
Yeah. So Rory gets a couple of back, and then he ends up birdieing number 9, which gets him to 13 under. So now he's 1 under on the round. You're feeling good. He's standing on the 10th tee box of Augusta National with a 4-shot lead heading into the second 9. All right, 4-shot lead. He had a 3-shot lead back in 2011 when he ended up shooting the 80. So that was there.
Yeah.
Those demons are...
he had a nice lead and then went out and shot an 80.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some bad ball. There was some...
And most of that damage was done on the back 9.
Like he I don't know what his back 9 was, but it was probably like a 43.
That day? I think it was worse.
Even better.
I think it was worse than that.
Good.
So anyways, he goes out, he pops the ball right into the fairway on number 10. Just a huge hook shot. Feeling good about that situation. Makes a par, actually ends up making a birdie on 10. So you feel even better. Now your lead is up to 5 with 8 holes left. It's over.
But he doesn't want to give you that good feeling. They wanted the drama. This is where Jim Nantz said, we need some ratings.
Yeah, well, so let's get this done. Let's plunk a ball nearly in the water on 11 that hangs up right on the collar about 6 inches away from going in. Meanwhile, Bryson just ejector seat himself out of the tournament at that point. So he bogeys number 11. Then you step up to number 12, Golden Bell, one of the most famous, if not the most famous par 3 in the whole world. He gets it over. He gets it on the green.
Yep.
Done. Job's done. Job's finished. You're good. Now everything's okay.
Are you, though?
He pars it, feeling all right. You get to the par 5 13th hole. He has a 100-some yards, 110 yards on his third shot, and just straight up flares a wedge into Rays Creek, into the water.
Bloom.
Okay. That's not good. Doesn't get up and down there for a bogey, and then ends up double bogeying. So at that juncture,
I love the double box there.
He's at 11. Meanwhile, Justin Rose has gone birdie at 11, 12, and 13 to get himself 1 shot back.
Ooh, it's getting tight.
Rosie bogeys 14. So does Rory.
Yep.
All right. And again, they're probably an hour away. Rosie was a couple of groups ahead of him. And at that point, Bob, we just had lost the plot. Like we have just gone nutso. The back 9 at Augusta National always delivered, and it did that. Rory ends up birdieing number 15 after putting an unbelievable second shot on. Just misses the eagle putt. Goes to 16, pars that. No big deal. Birdie 17.
That's when you thought he had it. When he hit that second shot, and he's like, get there, and you can see him. I love their golfers, whether they're professionals or not, Beam, they could be the best in the world. Rory's one of 6 guys to win all 4. and he's still talking to his ball like a normal player.
Get there.
Right on the front of the green, rolls up, bam, birdie putt, and you're thinking, good. You get a good tee shot on 18, you stay out of the trap, you're good to go.
Well, you're up 2 at that point with 1 hole left, and then Rose buries a birdie putt on 18.
Put the pressure on you.
Okay, now you've got one shot to play with to get into a playoff.
But if you avoid those fairway bunkers on 18,
you're fine.
You should be pretty good.
And he did.
All you got to do is tap it in.
And then he got into a greenside bunker.
Yep. Flared that wedge again.
Great shot out of the bunker on 18 in regulation. Gets himself to 5 feet to win the Masters. Misses. Pulls his putt left. We're going to a playoff.
By like a half an inch.
And you could tell the look on his face was, oh no. What have I done? Here we go again. Rose is on the driving range looking at the camera. I mean, straight up looked like he was
the thumbs up.
Thumbs up. There is blood in the water. He's like, I'm going to smoke this dude. He's one of my friends, but I'm going to crush him. You go to 18, you go to the playoff. Both dudes put it in the fairway. Rosie hits an unbelievable 8-iron about, 18 feet down the hill putt. Misses it to the right. Rory puts one to 2 feet. Ends up making that putt to become a Masters champion. First time we've seen a major Grand Slam winner since 2000 when Tiger did it. I mean, there are only 5 other guys walking around that have done that before. 6 total, Rory being one of them.
How many of those guys are still walking?
3. Well, Tiger's not really walking on blue as Achilles.
You got Jack, you got Gary, and you've got Tiger.
And that's it.
So there's 6 other guys that have done it. There are 3 other guys that are currently consuming oxygen.
I mean, the other 2 are Ben Hogan and Gene Harrison.
So maybe Arnold didn't do it.
Yeah, never got it done.
Him and Phil hanging out together.
Yeah, the three major club.
Gosh, that would be tough.
I mean, the elation that you saw on 18 green too from him was it's as raw and as real as it gets.
I mean, it looked like the proverbial weight of the world was lifted off of his shoulders. I mean, he went down to his knees. Like
11 years he's been chasing this.
Yeah.
Every year it was, is he going to do the career Grand Slam? Is he going to get it done?
He hasn't really won another major.
He hasn't. He hasn't won one since 2014.
So my point is, like,
11 years.
And he's been in this and had multiple meltdowns. And maybe this, because he's still pretty young. What is he, 35?
Rory, yeah.
So he could put together another 5 years of some good
high
golf
caliber,
and maybe put together another major or 2 in there and add it to his repertoire.
Yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable. But the emotion that you saw from him after he makes that putt on 18, you're right. It was the weight of the world being lifted off of his shoulders. And his parents' sacrifice, I know that we were just reading about that. I mean, his dad would work 100 hours a week. His mom would work late shift. They never saw each other.
Well, the video that Nike did with him and Tiger, I mean, did that just play right after? I missed it. I turned it off after he won. I had some stuff I had to get done. But did that just fire right after the?
Yeah,
they've had it ready. They've had this thing waiting for a decade.
That's probably been cooked in the kitchen, for 10 years.
Oh, they've had it ready, and it's amazing now that to think about this. That Rory was a guy that was young enough to have watched Tiger as like
he was his hero
as a kid, and then to be able to put himself in that elite category with him is pretty darn impressive.
It really is, man. It was a special afternoon that we saw, and of course, it had to be the roller coaster. It just had to be. That was the way that he's been flirting with it. And for him to win, he had to exercise some demons, and he definitely got that done. So, incredible day that we saw yesterday. Jackets stay alive through the weekend. They swept the Caps. Play-by-play voice of your Blue Jackets, Bob McElligott. He joins us next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Monday. No crashes to tell you about right now, but busy traffic on 33 on the southeast side and on 71 near Polaris. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shane practically hunched him over. Bonbon pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Columbus Men's Clinic said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Columbus Men's Clinic was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual medical provider that takes the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you'll know your T level before you leave. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more locally grown goodness to life with a farm-fresh selection of crisp vegetables and juicy, ready-to-eat fruit. Whether topping off kebabs on the grill or adding healthy color to a leafy green salad, your family will definitely enjoy the delicious taste of Meijer produce. Plus, you'll appreciate the selection and savings we have to offer. That's the fresh-picked good life, priced for real life. We work hard to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
If you're like most Americans, you've racked up tens of thousands in credit card debt. You're stuck with 20% interest fees, and even the monthly payments, well, they're hard to make. It's insane. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. The good news is that there is a way out. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending. They specialize in fast, easy access to the equity in your home. Most homeowners have hundreds of thousands of dollars in their home equity. That's your money. AFLcash.com can get it out for you with zero junk fees and zero hassle. You can pay off all those credit cards in just a matter of days. Pay off your car loans too. Cut your monthly expenses by $800 or even $900. I'm telling you, the relief you need, well, it's right there at your fingertips. AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Break out of the credit card debt prison with AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now.
Hi, I'm Josie. My daughter turns 5 today. Blow out the candles. I'm also an Ohio State Highway Patrol trooper. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can get home to celebrate with my daughter.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Brought to you by ODOT, USDOT, NHTSA, and ODPS.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mild this morning with a slight chance of showers. Otherwise, mostly cloudy to partly cloudy today and highs in the mid-70s. We have a chance of showers and thunderstorms this late afternoon, early evening, some which could be severe. And then lows tonight dropping down into the 40s with clearing overnight into Tuesday with isolated showers chances on Tuesday. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. Just a couple of dudes being guys.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
Coming up here, next segment, 7:30 this morning, Spencer Holbrook, Letterman Monroe. He's going to join the program. We'll talk some Buckeyes with him, react to the spring game. As for now, though, just staying alive.
Morning Juice presents Talking Jackets.
Now it's Boone Jenner along the end boards, and he stuffs it behind Peter Mrazek for the score.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
This time, every single week on a Monday, we head out to the hotline and check in with our guy. He is play-by-play voice of your Columbus Blue Jackets, Bob McElligott. Bobby Mac, thanks for the time. A couple of weeks ago, I believe you gave us some wise words of wisdom, said buckle up, get ready for the roller coaster ride. And boy, has that ever been the case over the last few days or so. Sweep the Caps over the weekend. Canadians lose. Bob, 2 games left to go in the season, and they're still alive. How do they make this happen over the weekend?
Well, how they make it happen over the weekend? 2 different ways, 2 different games. They catch a big break on Saturday, to be honest with you, because, Washington comes in. They've got a third-string goalie. Guy's just up from the American Hockey League, and even though he was great there, he was terrible on Saturday. They took full advantage of that. I enjoyed the Saturday game. I mean, I don't know that ABC was thrilled that they still had Blue Jackets Capitals in the middle of the afternoon on Saturday with no Ovechkin even playing in the game whatsoever, but it was old-time hockey, and it was fight after fight, and it was 7 goals for the Blue Jackets, and you knew it wasn't going to be that way last night, and it wasn't. Last night, I think, was a playoff type of a game, and the Blue Jackets shifted gears. They went from scoring 7 the day before to grinding it out and finding a way to get 4 on the board. And other than Ovechkin scoring a minute and 10 seconds into the first period, Washington got nothing. And it was not for a lack of trying. So it was really fun to watch both of those games over the weekend. And, man, I just scratched my head at this team. It's feast or famine with these guys. But they're feasting right now.
They're streaky, Bob. We've been talking about it all year. When they're bad, they've been bad. When they're good, they've been great. And they're playing great. I mean, do we feel like we have 2 more great ones in them?
I think they have 2 more great ones in them. The only thing you can't control is what happens tonight in Montreal. Because if Montreal beats Chicago, even if you have 2 great ones in you, it doesn't matter. And, Chicago is, well, they stink. And but you know what? At this time of the year, things happen. And you have teams that should easily get beaten that wind up winning games. So I hope that Nick Foligno and his team there in Chicago find a way to crank it up tonight and beat Montreal and keep this game tomorrow night in Philadelphia to be a relevant one for the Blue Jackets.
Take you back to Saturday, Bob. The Fantilli sequence where he plants a Caps player right in the middle of the ice and then scores like 5 seconds later. I just thought it was one of the best sequences that we've seen out of this team all year. And for that guy to do it, for what we talked about him earlier in the season, going through his massive goal drought, to come through the other side and be playing the way he is right now, I mean, it was pretty unbelievable, and I think a good representation kind of what this team has been all season.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And, Ryan Leonard is the kid that he planted, and he just signed. He just came out of Boston College. And he had, if you go back to the game where Ovechkin got 2 goals a couple of Fridays ago, and he tied Gretzky's record. Leonard got his first NHL goal when he scored into an empty net. So he became kind of a quick celebrity when Wayne Gretzky gave him a shout-out on TV. But he's going to look back in a couple of years, and somebody's going to say to him in an interview, what was your welcome to the NHL moment? And if he doesn't say when Adam Fantilli flattened me on a Saturday afternoon in Columbus, he's lying. Because that's one of those kind of hits. And it was a good, clean, it was a legal hit. And I said this on the air. I said, that's an oh, my God hit in today's hockey game because, it's clean, but you don't see huge hits like that anymore. And when you see it, you go, oh, my God, that's got to be a penalty. No, it wasn't. It was a great play by Adam, quite frankly. And then, as you said, he turns around, he goes back down the ice, and he scores on the very same play. So he had 2 goals on Saturday. He had 2 more again last night. The one he had early in the third period was huge because it gave them a 2-goal lead and gave them breathing room. He's been fantastic. But even with all of that said, he made a play last night where there was a turnover and Washington was coming down the ice, and I thought, oh, boy, here we go. And there was a great defensive play made right inside the Blue Jackets' defensive zone, and it was Adam Fantilli. And that's something Dean Evison has talked about all year, is how he's developed as a 2-way player, that he can play defense now as well as offense. And I thought last night was just a great – well, the whole weekend was fantastic for him, but last night's game, he did all the little things on both ends perfectly.
So, as well as he's been playing, the story to me a little bit has been, who's in net and Roland Greaves here and what he's been able to do the last 3 games, rolling in a back-to-back, Bob, which is something I think, as you said yesterday, is a little unique when you're doing that, especially at this point in the year. I mean, are they going to stick with the hot and keep riding the hot hand, do you think?
Is this a real question, Bobby?
I don't know. I'm just. I mean, when you look at.
No, I'm kidding you, but the answer is, oh yeah, absolutely. He's look what he's done for this team. He's given them a chance, and he's played great. And the thing about him that the players love is yesterday was a great example. He gives up a goal 1 minute and 10 seconds into the first period. He happens to give it up to the guy that scored more NHL goals than anybody in history. But when that goal goes in, and I give the whole team credit for this one, that goal goes in, that place goes crazy because it's Ovechkin that scores it. And then the Blue Jackets as a team just calmed it all down. But they calm it down because Jet plays so calm. He didn't panic, and he doesn't panic. He's the same day in, day out. He's playing 4 games in 5 days, and he could have cared less. It's that demeanor. It's the fact that he's always got a smile on his face. He's a good human being. They love playing for him. They work hard in front of him. And, he's come in and they've won 4 in a row, and I don't think it's a coincidence.
What do you think his heart rate was when he gave up that goal, Bob?
For him, I think it was – I think he's still flatline. Even he said after the game, he goes, well, that guy's pretty good. He scored 2 goals.
He's all right.
Scored up on more people than anyone else in NHL history, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so Jet just gets his name put on a very long list of guys that have given up goals to Alex Ovechkin, right?
Yeah, of course. I think, what was it? Was it Budweiser last week sent out cases of beer to every goalie who played against Ovechkin and didn't give out a goal, and it was only like 20 dudes they sent it to. Yeah. So the list is not very long.
No, it's not, and it's look. To me, it would be an honor to be on the list if you still won the game, and he did. So, so be it.
Bob, before we get you out of here, how are we feeling about tonight and then into the sequence? If things go correct from a Blue Jackets perspective tonight in Montreal, where they lose to the Blackhawks, you're on the road tomorrow and you're taking on Philly. What do you expect? Well, I should say regardless. What do you expect to see out of this team tomorrow?
Same thing we've seen all week long, to be honest with you. Philly is if you were in a situation where it wasn't a must-win, I would tell you this is a trap game because, Philly has not been great. They fired John Tortorella. They've got Brad Shaw, who's a former Blue Jackets assistant, who's the interim head coach right now. They're kind of a mess. But, it's must-win, and these guys are playing desperate. And we are all Blackhawks fans tonight. Words I never thought I would say in my life.
I didn't either, but we're there.
So better them or the Leafs? Yeah. Who do we feel better about when you need them?
Yeah, I know. I was watching that Toronto game the other night, and I'm like, are you kidding me? You guys can't score 1 goal against this team, please. We're sitting at dinner, and it's you're trying to have dinner, and you got your phone sitting there, and you just basically dropping F-bombs about every save that's being made. People are looking at you like, what's this guy's problem here? But I wasn't alone. There were a lot at the table, so.
All I need is Toronto to score a blanking goal. That's it. That's all we need to do. Bobby Mack.
Some of the best players in the game right now. Come on.
Yeah. God. It's actually classic Toronto if you think about it. Bob, always appreciate the time.
I hope Connor Bedard has a day today.
Hat trick, 4 or 5 goals would be fine by me.
I don't care what he gets. To beat him, just beat him. Just beat him.
Bobby Mack, always appreciate it. Have a great trip in Philly, and we'll check in again next week, hopefully talking about a playoff berth, all right?
All right, guys. Thanks.
There he goes. Bob McElligott, play-by-play voice of your Columbus Blue Jackets with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Hey, let me tell you, 70 pounds down, officially 70 pounds down with Awaken 180. I've transitioned smoothly into maintenance mode. It's not just weight loss, it's life-changing stuff here. I've dropped over 13% body fat, visceral fat points are down by 8, and honestly, feel like a completely new man. And the coolest part is that Awaken 180 just doesn't say congrats, wave goodbye. They prepare you for maintenance. So now I get to reintroduce myself to foods that I love, pizza, ice cream. But seriously, my mindset's completely different now. Do I crave junk food? I don't. Can I eat those things now? Sure. Will I? Absolutely I will. But the difference is I no longer feel like I need them all the time. And Awaken 180's free support for life means that this weight is going to stay off. Get a little off track, call my coach. She'll be there for me. My body's now working for me instead of against me. And I'm finally at my healthy baseline weight and feeling incredible. Change your mindset, change your life. Awaken 180 made it happen for me. Check them out at Awaken180weightloss.com. PrimeSportsBook.com. What did we learn the most about the Buckeyes this spring? We're going to ask Spencer Holbrook of Letterman Row coming up here in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Monday. Things looking good on your roadways right now. No crashes to tell you about. Busy traffic on 70 coming in from Reynoldsburg and on 33 on the southeast side. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
SoFi Personal Loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi Personal Loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. Pull on my jeans and I feel all right. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started on the right foot. I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my blue jeans on. Good mornings make for better days. I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my blue jeans on. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
In-betweens are made for pizza. In between meals, meetings, thoughts, that's pizza time. Stop at Speedway and get 2 hot, delicious slices of pizza and a Mountain Dew 20-ounce for $5 with Speedy Rewards. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 4/29/25. See app for full terms.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
If you can find a show that's closer to Buckeye football, it would be hosted by Ryan Day. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Coming up 1 hour away from right now, around 8:30 this morning, Joshua Perry, he's going to join the program. He'll react to the spring game with us. As for now, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Check with our great friend of Letterman Row. He is Spencer Holbrook. Spence, thanks for the time. Always appreciate it. What'd you make out of the Buckeye spring game on Saturday, Spencer? What are your biggest takeaways?
I thought it was a good showing from the quarterbacks. I thought Julian Sagan, obviously, you guys have probably already talked about him, but I thought it was just a good, productive day for him. A good way to, I called it a closing argument over at LettermanRow.com. To be able to put that on for everybody there as kind of the parting gift before you go into the summer. I thought it was important for him. And then, the wealth of talent that they have at the skill positions, I think was on full display. And I think it gave a lot of people a lot of reasons to be excited about the future of the offense.
So a lot of good things we saw out there. And I think all the quarterbacks played well at points. And even Lincoln, once he got going, looked pretty good as well. Although you mentioned probably Julian playing slightly better, I think, on that given day. Areas of concern that you look at this team and say, hey, if they're going to have a chance to repeat, this is someplace where they're going to have to improve internally or potentially maybe hit something up in the portal right now?
Yeah, I think all eyes go to the defensive line there, Bob, because you've got to have depth. And losing 4 starters was one thing, but losing Hero Canoe to the transfer portal there in the offseason is another story there. So I think they've got to go into the portal and at least look at the options at defensive tackle. If there's an Ohio State caliber player at defensive tackle who enters the transfer portal when it opens on Wednesday, I think Ohio State has to go there and see if they can get a guy to come help. If not be a starter, Caden McDonald and Edric Houston have looked really good this spring. So they probably don't need like a starter, but they need a starter level guy that can rotate in, be a force in the middle, and shore up that defensive line. Because the way that Ryan Day talks about it, basically the entire spring, was that they either needed guys to step up on the defensive line or they needed to go to the transfer portal afterward. And he said that they're going to have to take a hard look at it. Ryan doesn't really confuse words very often. I think that's kind of coded for, hey, we're going to be looking, because I don't know if they have what they need right now on the defensive line.
What about quarterback? They're not going to go after Nico Iamaleava, Spence?
Bring him in.
He might be asking for a little too much based on what we saw in Columbus back in December. I don't know if I would pay that guy, $500,000, let alone a few million.
Yeah, it's a pretty wild story, obviously, to say the least. One of the other areas, Spencer, they're replacing a lot of guys. When you look at that secondary, what did you think of how they played on Saturday afternoon?
Yeah, it's interesting because it's hard to get a read on what they were doing because Ryan Day even admitted that they were very vanilla. And so they weren't really mixing in coverages. They weren't really doing a ton of disguising anything. And I think obviously that was by design. Matt Patricia is not going to, give Steve Sarkisian a blueprint into what he's going to do defensively ahead of that Texas game in August. But I thought Jermaine Matthews looked good. I thought he just had a really good spring overall, kind of taking the reins as that number 1 or number 1A and B cornerback with Dave Snigbenhosen. I thought Devin Sanchez, you can see the athleticism, you can see the promise. You like what you saw out of Malik Hartford, Jalen McClain. But again, it was just so hard to glean anything from that just because of how vanilla this defense was. There were a couple plays made. It's good that Fahim Delane, a freshman, gets his first interception and kind of settles the nerves. And I don't know if he'll be as nervous the next time he's in the horseshoe. But overall, it is just kind of a difficult thing to get a read on what you like from this secondary because of the coverages and the way that they were kind of just sitting back and playing a base defense.
He is Spencer Holbrook of Letterman Row with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Do you think this is going to be a running back room by committee, Spence, like what we saw last year with Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins? Because, it didn't take much watching to realize that running back room, they've got some dudes that certainly pop off the page.
Well, I did think it was noteworthy that James Peoples didn't get a lot of run, just because I think that they were kind of holding him back, which tells you everything you need to know about what they think of James Peoples. Like that's some good stuff there. If Ohio State is willing to hold him out like that as a second-year player who probably needs some game reps, then you got to believe that they think he's going to be a pretty special player. And Ryan D even said he's got the tools to make him potentially a special player. I really liked C.J. Donaldson's burst. I think losing that weight, if you watch his stuff at West Virginia compared to what you saw from him on Saturday, you can kind of start to see a little bit of a difference. He's kind of unhooked that wagon a little bit as far as losing almost 20 pounds. And then it's hard not to be walk away impressed by Bo Jackson. Like the true freshman, it's not difficult to play running back as a true freshman relative to the other positions on the field. If they ran 3 running backs through this season, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But I think the fact that James Peoples was kind of limited in action, I think tells you that he's more than likely going to be the number 1. But you really like what you see there between 1, 2, and 3 in the running back room.
Did you get a sense, Spence, that Ryan felt good about what they were able to accomplish this spring? I know he had said coming in that it was going to be different, just due to the timeline and how many reps some of the guys had and then kind of recalibrated after that first week. To maybe be a little more physical. Did it feel like that he was satisfied with where they were at?
Yeah, I think that could go either way, just because he's talked so much about every time we've talked to him, hey, I wish we had 60 more minutes to practice. Hey, I wish we had 15 more practices. Hey, I wish we could get this done. I think that's just, the stark contrast between what they were dealing with last year where there were so many veterans. And I think it's cool that Ryan Day has admitted, they're talented. He even said it on Saturday, we know we have talent, but we don't have experience. And even the guys who have played a lot of football haven't played as starters. And so I think it's a balance for Ryan Day because there's a lot to like with this roster, but they really need the work as starters to accomplish what they need to accomplish. They got 25 more practices before they play Texas. I think that's a little daunting for this team. But at the same time, you have to feel good about the progress that you saw from the quarterbacks. You have to feel good about the progress that you've seen along the offensive line. I think you feel really good about your progression of your linebackers and your secondary. Obviously, the defensive line is a little bit of a question mark right now just because they might have to go to the portal. But I do think that there's a lot to like about what they did this spring. But again, Ryan Day would never turn down the opportunity for more practice time if they would allow it, and you're never going to hear him say man, we got everything we needed to get done. I think we're good here, guys. I think we're good.
What's the game plan for Mylan Graham this year, Spence?
Throw him the ball. It's interesting. You're not going to take Carnell Tate or Jeremiah Smith off the field. I think it's going to be really difficult to keep Brandon Ennis off the field because I think he might be one of the leaders of this roster, not just the wide receiver room. And he's a really talented player. I think he's got a chance to be special. Max Clare throws a wrinkle into that because he's really good at tight end, but he's more of a slot tight end receiver combo kind of player. Where does Mylan Graham fit into all of that? I have no idea, but he might be the most intriguing player on the roster just because of what I just said. You're not taking any of those guys off the field, but you've got to find a way to get this guy on the field, I think. And he's doing the right things. They're saying the right things about him. He said the right things when we talked to him. you got to feel really excited about this future. It's just, how are they going to use all of these weapons? Can Brian Hartline finally go to that receiver rotation that we talk about so often? It might be wise to do that instead of sticking with 3 starters and not bringing those guys off the field this year. So we'll see. But I think one of the things that they've got to do is find a way to keep Milan involved and see where it goes from there.
Spence, before we get you out of here, you are the noted nephew of Aunt Karen Holbrook.
Absolute drunken orgies.
What was she thinking on the second 9 at Augusta yesterday when Rory was riding the roller coaster?
She couldn't have been as nervous as I was as a Rory fan. She probably was just happy that Bryson wasn't up there because Bryson's kind of that crowd. He's got that crowd about him, and so I think she was probably happy to see a proper player win the Masters. And I know that she's excited for not only my bank account but for my heartstrings, because that was a roller coaster ride. As somebody who's been following really since 2014. I don't really remember those majors that he won. I just remember the ones that he crumbled and lost. So the roller coaster was crazy yesterday. I cannot believe what happened on 13. I can't believe what happened on 17 or on 18 the first time around, and then that wedge into 18 on the playoff, man, was something special.
It just had to be that way. You knew it wasn't safe, even when he had a 4-shot lead heading to the back 9. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a great week, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
There you go. Spencer Holbrook, Laura Monroe with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We're going to get Juice next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, no crashes to tell you about, but busy traffic on 71 near downtown and on 270 up on the north side of town. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Now's a great time to stock up on Del Monte canned vegetables. Select varieties are on sale for only $1 each with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Men over 40, struggling with low energy, not feeling like yourself? Low T Center's testosterone replacement therapy is the solution. Get started today. Visit one of our conveniently located clinics, meet a medical provider, and get back to feeling your best. This April only, the consultation is free. Treatment is tailor-made just for you and is covered by most major insurance. Get treated at our centers or from home. Why wait? Book your appointment now at lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Forever starts with the perfect diamond. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from The Diamond Cellar, and for over 78 years, our family has helped generations of couples celebrate love with brilliance, quality, and unbeatable prices. At Diamond Cellar, bigger diamonds and better prices are our promise to you. Whether you're popping the question or upgrading your sparkle, trust the experts. Because diamonds, they're our forte. Visit us at Diamond Cellar on Sawmill Road or at Easton Town Center and learn more at diamondcellar.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Bishop and Friends.
One of the meat delivery services, they'll send it like every month. The steaks are too thin for me. I like a thicker cut.
You like it thicker cut?
Yeah.
You like your meat thick.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Cellar.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on Green Bay's team. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
Hash browns and smackdowns. You're listening to Morning Juice.
All right, cruising along here. Little Monday edition of the program. Tons to be juiced about from the weekend.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Oh, Bob, it's a big Monday here, buddy. Let's get you fired up.
Oh, goodness. A lot of things. Watching Rory play yesterday, that was tremendous. The ups and downs, got the outcome that we ultimately wanted. Great weekend. Weather was good at the spring game. It was sunny outside, so that's nice.
So was it skosh chilly?
It was a little chilly, but it was sunny. It was dry. We'll take that as a win. The Saddle Up event was awesome as always. Went out to the Buckeye 4-miler, got everybody juiced up there with Badners. They're all getting ready to take off. About 12,000 runners going through. Oh, yeah, we had some of the women's hockey team, women's basketball team, volleyball team. About 5 or 6 football players came up. It was fun talking to those guys, getting them going and getting everybody juiced up for the start of it. So really enjoyed. I had a good time doing it. It was an early morning after a late night, followed by other commitments and other things going on. I had a couple of sporting games this weekend, so very, very busy, but it was nice to kind of relax last night and enjoy it. And then, really the final week of classes at Ohio State. Next week we get into finals week, so this is kind of the big push, if you will, Beam. It's for me to get done is always exciting.
Well, and you got a Vegas trip coming up here this weekend.
Yeah, that's a message from Pat that I've got to figure out. I haven't checked it yet about the ticket situation and what's going on down there. So I think Cena's going to be on Friday night at SmackDown and then Sunday night on WrestleMania. So trying to just plan everything around it. That's the last place I want to be on Easter. I think there's a portion of you that you have so many punch cards, I think, on your ticket to heaven, and I think that the ticket to hell is the Easter waking up on Vegas. That's I don't know if waking up there, that's the fast pass the wrong way. Mm-hmm. So I'm not really excited about that. It's my dad's 70th birthday. I would rather be here just hanging out with my family, but instead flying out there to...
Yeah, but you're doing it for your boy.
I am, and I told him, he was talking about all this stuff, and I go, Caleb, I'm going to be honest with you. This is really not what I want to do. The only reason that I'm going is because you want to do this. So I just want you to understand that.
When are you guys leaving?
Leaving Friday at 11:30 or something, 11:15.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll leave Friday at 11:15, and then I'm taking a red eye back. Oh, speaking of which, I got to put in, because I won't be on that following Monday.
Yeah.
Because WrestleMania is Sunday night, of course, and so then I've got to take a red eye out to get back.
You can make it back.
What do you mean, for the show? No, if I just fly into Columbus and fly...
Do the show from the Comrex on the plane. They got Wi-Fi.
I don't know if that connection would be good enough, Beam. I don't believe that it would. And
stable connection, 30,000
I should be doing most of it from Atlanta's airport before I would be heading, because that's where the red eye goes, and then I'm taking a 7 o'clock from Atlanta to Columbus.
Okay.
So
that's
there we
not
go.
bad.
What do you mean not bad? That sounds like the worst travel situation ever. Take a red eye from Vegas to Atlanta to wake up to then come in. I got to administer my final, go through the whole
You have a
Monday.
final next Monday?
Yeah, that's why I'm coming back. Or else I wouldn't be.
You know what? I recant my statement. That does sound terrible.
I mean, I don't have to take the final, but I do have to be there and administer it. So, yes, it's Buckeyes. It's going to be a long weekend. And doing it for my 8-year-old Master Blaster out there on the casino floor. Bodie, I saw this, whatever I sent over to you. Pretty excited. Got me juiced up in a positive way. Let's hear it.
It's 1,000 push-ups a day, 1,000 sit-ups a day, 1,000 flutter kicks a day, 500 pull-ups a day, 4-mile ocean swims, tied up, hands behind your back, feet together, thrown in a pool, stuff like that. A lot of stuff to think about, a lot of timed drills where they'll kick you out if you fail. But the way that it was explained to me by a SEAL instructor, I don't know why he said this to me. He just liked me. He said, I know it seems like a lot to get from now to graduation day, but don't think about it that way. That's way too much. Here's how you get through SEAL training. Wake up in the morning on time, make your bed the right way, and then brush your teeth. You just started your day with 3 wins. That's a good way to start your day. 3 victories. Make it to the 4 a.m. workout on time. As I'm beating you, don't think about the pain. Concentrate on your next goal in life, which is breakfast. After breakfast, your next goal in life is lunch. After lunch, your next goal in life is dinner. After dinner, do everything you need to do to get back inside that perfectly made bed. And because you took the time for yourself in the morning to make your bed the right way, regardless of how bad today was, and it will be bad, tomorrow is a clean slate.
Hell Week with the SEALs. There you go.
That's a lot.
Just sometimes be like small little goals in life. How do you eat the elephant one bite at a time? Focus on that bite, not on the whole elephant. Bodie, what's got you juice, sir?
Let's start with what has Schleg's juice this morning.
Yesterday is a history. Tomorrow's a mystery. But today is a gift. And it's why it's called the present. You know who said that?
Who?
Master Oogway. Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda.
It's so appropriate.
Navy SEALs and Kung Fu Panda going there. What has me juice, guys? Going to start Saturday evening. I couldn't tell you the last time I'd done this, but I didn't really have anything going on. So it's like, let me just flip on the TV, do a little channel surf, and see if I stumble across anything. I know. And right there on the Paramount channel, I guess it was. I don't even know if we have it. Maybe it was just like a free thing with YouTube TV this weekend, but nevertheless, it's not about the plane, Bob. It's about the pilot.
Oh,
Top Gun Maverick was on right when Maverick was going to see Val Kilmer, so I was like, well, this is a good hour and a half to kill right here. After that, got on Xbox for a bit and played some NBA 2K with my friends. Not a big deal, but I had a game-winning shot in one of our games. A little right-handed floater, and of course my guy's left-handed because I'm left-handed, so that was great. Most importantly, though, on a beautiful spring Saturday afternoon up at College Football's Cathedral in South Bend, Indiana, I think C.J. Carr might be the one, guys. I think C.J. I feel sick in the head for even saying it. I think they've sucked me back in. He looked so good on Saturday. 3-quarterback battle up there. It's kind of like here at Ohio State. A lot of people have been saying he's going to be the starter the same way people have been saying Julian Sands going to be the starter. But you had Steve Angeli ahead of him, a year ahead of him as class-wise and whatnot. And he played pretty well in that Orange Bowl against Penn State, in which the Irish won. But nevertheless, we are just 139 days away from heading down to Coral Gables to take on Miami.
Ooh.
You know, back in fall of 1988, in October of 1988, the two teams met. Of course, that coined the Catholics versus convicts. In the pregame, the two teams got in a fight. They went back in the locker room. Lou Holtz got the boys fired up after that.
I was embarrassed. And so we get in the locker room. I am really mad. And I said it in a very meaningful way. I said, if I see anybody during the course of this football game do anything but class or show disrespect to Notre Dame or anything else, you represent thousands, millions of people. You're not only going to be pulled out of this game, you're never going to play for Notre Dame again. I want to see a class operation. Now, after we win the game, if Miami wants to fight, fine, we'll meet them in the alley. And if they do, you say Jimmy Johnson's asked for me.
Beamer? Marcus Freeman said Mario Cristobal's asked for me on that Sunday night, actually, Labor Day weekend. What's got you juiced this morning?
Jimmy Johnson and Mario Cristobal, two different statures.
A little bit.
Of coaches.
Also, Lou Holtz and Marcus Freeman at this point as well.
What had me juiced, fixing our shower on Saturday. I just felt so proud. Again, the water was just gushing out of our walls, and I'm like, all right, well, that's not a good situation. So this is going to end in a multitude of different ways. Either I don't get it fixed, have to call someone. I don't get it fixed, have to call someone, and it's a worse situation than what it is now. Or I fix it.
Yeah.
And it only took me a couple hours and a couple of trips to the hardware store, but I got it done. I felt really good about it. And water scares the absolute hell out of me. I mean, it can do so much damage to your house. So I was glad that we were able to get that situation kind of settled. Meredith's mom visited yesterday, Bob. She came up for the day. She's got a new puppy. So William was hanging out with the puppy Hazel, and they were having a great time. All in all, had a little cookout. Her cousin's here right now. She got, I don't even know what the correct term is. She's going to be doing her doctor's residency here at Ohio State for the next couple of years. So she was here visiting some apartments. Good to have her in town. Mike came over, had a little family cookout last night. So a really, really good capping to what was a pretty fantastic weekend here in Central Ohio. What else has me juiced is the fact that the Columbus Blue Jackets are still alive. We'll get into that next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and a happy Monday to you. Right now, we're still watching a nice and clear commute. No crashes on the map. Busy traffic on 71 near downtown. But like I mentioned, we are crash-free right now. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCDRV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
Hey, spring is here, and nobody wants to suffer through another spring, summer, fall, not being able to do the things you love. Get outside, walk around with friends, go to your kids' games, go to your grandkids' games. Maybe you want to go bike. Maybe you want to play some pickleball, some tennis, some golf, whatever it is. Those are the activities you'll love to do, and maybe you're in intense pain. Hey, Bobby Carpenter here. That was me. That was my dad. And so you want to know what we did? We went and saw the medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Columbus, Ohio. They're on the case, and they're going to get you the relief just like they did for us. For me, it was my knee. I had some issues from playing. They helped it out. For my dad, it was his other knee. They helped him out. But whether it's a hip, a shoulder, or back, you won't miss a beat. There's no surgery, and there's no long recovery. With QC Kinetics, the science is solid. They'll give you your life back without harmful meds. So go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus and find out the easiest path for you. They've got 2 new locations at Canal, Winchester, and Grove City, so give them a call at 380-208-4544.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a mysterious room of long-forgotten, moldy mascot memorabilia. Often pitched by ad agencies, always rejected by NJM. Is it real? We may never know. But what is real is NJM's dedication to doing what's right for their customers. Astoundingly, they're proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Learn more at njm.com.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place. Wait, Leslie, what is that dude doing over there at that window?
Well, that dude is Chase, and Chase is making that window look perfect. We're sticklers on detail, Wilson, both in our showroom and definitely in people's homes.
Chase, be careful. May have spilled some coffee over there just a bit ago.
Oh, he knows. He seems to work a lot more when you're around, Wilson. Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Spring forward, Columbus, with the Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling Services. We're here to thaw you out with this limited time offer. Get up to $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer is too good to pass up. The Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling now together to serve you better with $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer won't last. Call us today, 614-232-2222. That's 614-232-2222.
Hey friends, Beamer here, 70 pounds down. Let that sink in. I'm officially 70 pounds down, all thanks to Awaken 180, and have transitioned smoothly into maintenance mode. This isn't just weight loss, this is life-changing stuff. I've dropped over 13% body fat, my visceral fat points are down by 8, and honestly, I feel like a completely new man. The coolest part, Awaken 180 just doesn't say congrats and then wave goodbye. They prepare you for maintenance, so now I get to reintroduce to myself foods that I love. Pizza, ice cream, very excited about all of that. My mindset's completely different though now. Do I crave junk food? Honestly, no. Can I eat those things now? Sure. Will I? Absolutely. But the difference is I no longer feel like I need them all the time. And Awaken 180's free support for life means that this weight's staying off. My body's now working for me instead of against me. I'm finally at my healthy baseline weight. I feel awesome. Change your mindset, change your life. Awaken 180 made it happen for me. And if it can happen for me, it can 100% happen for you. Check them out online at awaken180weightloss.com. awaken180weightloss.com.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is simple and effective. At the end of the day, it's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And betting reduced juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.
The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news to stats to placing bets in a couple of taps. Stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Buddy Wells. They say you live for the fight when that's all that you've got. Last night in the nation's capital, the Blue Jackets beat the Washington Capitals 4-1 as the CBJ continue to fight for their playoff lives. With 2 games left of the regular season, Columbus needs to win both games and have Montreal go 0-1-1 to land that final wildcard spot. Sunday afternoon baseball, the Guardians saw their 5-game win streak get snapped as they lost to the Kansas City Royals 4-2. Cleveland still took the series, though, as they won 2 out of the 3-game set. And down in the Queen City, 7 shutout innings from Hunter Green helped the Reds beat the Pirates 4-0 as Cincinnati swept that 3-game set against Pittsburgh. And in golf, Rory McIlroy defeated Justin Rose in the first hole of a sudden death playoff as he wins the Masters and captures his first green jacket. This update is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss with a 98% customer satisfaction rating and thousands of 5-star reviews. The choice is clear. Awaken180weightloss.com. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan.
Beamer has a very punchable face, so Bobby punches it. This is Morning Juice.
Hour 3 for us here on a Monday. Coming up a little bit later this hour, Joshua Perry. He's going to join the program coming up at 8:30.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the master griller.
The Crew last night going to St. Louis. They go down 1-0. They emerge victors. 2-1. 8 unbeaten now to start the season. It's the longest streak to start a season in franchise history. Now all eyes will go to Cleveland this weekend as they entertain Miami. Dan Gosdog actually making his debut last night as well. Got a good 45-minute shift on. Did score a goal, was ruled off because of offside. But they did win 2-1, so you will take that for sure to the bank right now. This team is just, I don't really understand it, but they're playing out of their rockers. Like, it doesn't make any sense that you lose Cucho and you lose Christian Ramirez and you're still like on an 8-game point streak.
Hey,
to start off the year.
It's a culture, Beam.
It is.
It's the belief.
It is. You're 1,000% right about that. It is the culture, it is the belief, and it is the system that Wolf is running. But 8 unbeaten again, longest streak to start franchise history. Gardos win 2 out of 3 against the Royals, had their 5-game winning streak snapped yesterday. They're at the Orioles tomorrow. Reds sweep the Pirates over the weekend. Hunter Green, another scoreless effort out of him as they sweep the Pirates. Both teams off today. They got the Mariners at home tomorrow for a 3-game set here coming up. Jackets over the weekend, 7-0 winners, 4-1 winners, both against the Washington Capitals. Now here's the situation in front of you. Montreal hosts the Blackhawks tonight.
Oh.
Go Blackhawks. Tomorrow, the Jackets are at the Flyers. It's
so Montreal cannot get a point.
Montreal can get a point.
Oh, you can just get one?
Because the first tiebreaker is regulation wins.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they can get a point.
They can get a single point. Correct.
All right. Well, that's it then.
That's it.
Over the next 2 games, they can get one. I thought they couldn't get any.
Yeah, because they have 39 wins. The Jackets have 38. So if they get a point, you have to win both of your games in regulation, and they need to lose their season finale.
Okay, so they have to lose them both. They can get a point, and the Jackets have to win them both.
Yeah. They're alive, though. They made it to the weekend.
I did not think. I mean, this is like the plug was pulled on them about a week ago. Yeah. And they still haven't died yet. They're
70
still
to 1 odds.
There's a chance, Beam, that when the doctor's like, what are the odds of this? 0.01%. That patient, when you pull the plug, after a week, then they get up out of bed and walk out of the hospital.
Yeah.
That would be the Jackets in this scenario. They were 12. They were 12 points back with 6 games to go, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean,
10. I think they were 10 back.
They were 10 back, and Montreal had the tiebreak. And things have kind of changed a little bit, but yeah, I mean, they had to win every game and get significant help.
And they're getting that done right. As of now, they're alive at 8:04 this morning.
And they're playing Philly, who fired their coach. So this next one, you should get a win.
If Montreal went 0-2, could the Jackets win a game and have an overtime loss?
Well, now you're getting crazy. No, they can't because Montreal has the tiebreaker,
That's right.
the head-to-head tiebreaker over them.
Because it wouldn't be the regulation wins anymore.
Yes, they have to win both games.
Have to win both. All right.
You got to win both games. Here is Dino.
Cody's over here talking about breathing room.
Just thinking out loud.
That hasn't happened. You have had no breathing room for 2 weeks. All right. Here was Dino after the game yesterday, just talking about this team continuing to meet the challenge.
Yeah, no, we had a chat before the game about, that we need to be prepared to play any game that, presents itself to us. And not that it's different, like we've asked our group to do that, all year, and they've responded to it, and they did here tonight. So, yeah, the intensity level was really high again, and really, pleased with how we responded as a team together.
Adam Fantilli playing out of his mind, too. I mean, 2 goals on Saturday, 2 goals yesterday. Ovi scores a minute into the game. That place was like you had lit off a bunch of fireworks inside of there, and Jet Greaves, that was all they had all game long, was that single goal from Ovi a minute in. Outside of that, you went 58-some minutes without giving up a goal. So they are alive here on this Monday morning. Again, all eyes will turn to Montreal tonight as they host the Blackhawks. If they win, the Montreal Canadiens eliminate the Jackets from the playoffs. Masters yesterday down at Augusta, Georgia. Rory McIlroy becoming the 6th player ever to win the career Grand Slam. Had been fighting demons, Bob, for 11 years trying to get this done. I mean, he won his U.S. Open, was his first in 2011. He got the PGA Championship done in 2012, and then he got the Open in 2014. This was 11 times, well, 10 times, really, that he was attempting to go for the career Grand Slam. And it was as much drama that you've ever seen on a golf course. The wild fluxes of runs made, birdies made coming in by opponents. Rory making birdies himself. He's got a 4-shot lead standing on the 10th tee box. And then he ends up birdieing number 10 where he's got a 5-shot lead. Avoids the water on 11 and 12, but then plunks a ball on the par 5 13th, makes a double. All right, spins back around, turns okay. He's fine. Birdies the 15th hole. Birdies the 17th hole. He's got a 1-shot lead in the fairway, 130 yards away on 18. Make a par, you win. You make a bogey, you're going to the playoffs. Flares it out into the bunker. Fails to get up and down from there, and you're going to a playoff. And you could see the look on his face after he missed that first putt. After he missed, I should say, his last putt on 18 before the playoffs, that it was devastation. To get yourself mentally locked back in after all the demons who have chased you around that golf course, when that should have been yours. I mean, it's a 4-foot par putt. He's probably made that putt 15,000 times in his life, maybe more. All right? I mean, a situation like that.
None to win the Masters.
But none to win the Masters. And he misses it, then has to head to the playoffs. Both dudes, him and Justin Rose, get into the fairway. Rosie puts a great shot in there, 20 feet away, maybe 18 feet away down the hill. And then what does Rory do? He puts it 2 feet away. Rose misses his putt. Rory makes him Masters champion, 6th dude to ever win the Grand Slam. And here was Rory after the round.
It's a dream come true. I've dreamt about that moment for
as long as I can remember. I mentioned it out in the prize ceremony, but watching Tiger here in 1997 do what he did and winning his first green jacket, I think that inspired so many of my generation to want to emulate what he did. And, there were points in my career where I didn't know if I would have this nice garment over my shoulders, but I didn't make it easy today. I certainly didn't make it easy. I was nervous. It was one of the toughest days I've ever had on the golf course. In a funny way, I feel like the double bogey at the first sort of settled my nerves. And it's funny, walking to the second tee, the first thing that popped into my head was John Rahm a couple of years ago making double and going on to win. So, at least my mind was in the right place and was at least thinking positively about it.
No player had ever won the Masters while making more than 2 double bogeys during the week.
Rory said, hold my beer.
He made 4.
Hold my beer.
He made 2 yesterday.
He had some of the greatest holes you would see,
Crazy.
And then some of the worst, some of the best shots, and then stuff like, and the sad thing was the one that his approach that he hit in 18, the one he hit on the bunker in the final. I mean, it's probably a foot and a half away from kicking on that ledge
and being great.
And then going to roll probably within 10 to 12 feet of the hole. All you need is a par. And so what do we get to do right there, Happy? Just tap it in. Tap, tap, tap it. Give it a little taparoo. And instead, splash in the sand. And you're like, oh, no.
His body language walking up to the bunker shot, you're like, he's cooked. And then he missed the putt.
Well, he hit a great bunker to give himself a chance.
Unbelievable bunker shot. Gave himself a 5-foot chance to win. Again, he's made that putt probably in his life 15,000 times. None with the pressure that comes with that one specifically, but then he misses that. I mean, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, he's dead. Like, Justin Rose is on the driving range giving thumbs up to people like, I'm good. Listen, Rory's my friend, but I want to be the villain today. Like, that's what he said after the round, and I don't blame him. He's been a bridesmaid, not bride, many a times.
Oh, yeah, he's a very likable figure there as well. Yeah. Like, you didn't really have like the villain there to cheer against. I mean, Justin Rose put together a phenomenal final round.
Yeah.
And he's a guy, like you said, that had been close there, and he wanted a chance.
That's the second time he's lost in a playoff.
Yeah, he lost
at the Masters.
Now, Sergio, I would have been all on board him beating him.
All on the Rosie train?
Yes. Yeah. When that playoff happened, I was begging.
He shot a 32 on the back nine, Justin Rose did. Rory shot a 39.
I don't think that could even outdo his one where he was probably like a 43 that one day after his meltdown.
It's insane. Big congrats to him, too. I mean, just the demons that he had to slay yesterday was pretty incredible. And it was one of the great scenes you'll see in sport. I mean, when he falls to his knees and he's crying, and that's as real emotional as you get.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just the weight of the world absolutely lifted off his shoulders.
In 2011, the dramatic meltdown on the final day, shot a 43 on the back nine, losing a 4-shot lead after 3 rounds. His final score was an 80. 43 is bumpy, Beam. That's not good.
Listen, I think I could be a food critic. This muffin tastes bad. You could be a golf critic.
That score is not good.
That score is bad. What did Ryan Day think of his Buckeyes after the spring game? That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Right now, just one crash out in Plain City, 33 westbound to 161. Watch for lane closures on that ramp. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
As men get older, our bodies change. We all know that. And often, we just accept the changes as the way it is. But some of those changes, such as bad sleep patterns, low sex drive, brain fog, no energy, and reduced gains in the gym could be due to low testosterone. And that is something you can change. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And even if you're in your 30s, if you're experiencing some or all of the symptoms I just noted, you very well may need low testosterone treatment. With our treatment protocols, if you're like most men, you'll be amazed at the change. You'll have more energy, improved mental clarity, your sleep will be better, so will your workouts, and you'll likely find that your sex drive increases too. So give us a call today and make the change for good. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. That's tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle and Market District. Find everyday savings and bargains on produce, meat, and more. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting long-term lower prices. With our weekly sales, deals for days promotions, and My Perks loyalty program, Giant Eagle helps make the most out of every shopping trip. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle and Market District today to see how easy it is to save.
Spring is here and it's time for a fresh start, starting with your ride. At Germain Toyota, we've got an offer that'll drive you into the season in style. Get behind the wheel of a 2025 Toyota Tundra SR5 today for just $499 a month. That's right, a powerful, rugged Tundra, just like the one I'm driving, for $449 a month for 36 months. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or online at germaintoyota.net. $39.99 down, 36-month lease, plus tax, title, and fees. No security deposit required with approved credit. Offer ends soon. See dealer for details.
When you're a AAA member, we do the hard stuff for you. So picture this. You're taking a road trip through the mountains at night, and you run out of gas. Do you, A, call AAA, or B, walk 29 miles to the nearest gas station in the pouring rain?
A?
How about this? You need auto insurance. You could A, pick AAA to find the best coverage for you, or B, spend so much time researching insurance jargon that you might as well have gotten a law degree.
Yeah, I'm going with A.
Right. Okay, you're booking a vacation. You can A, have AAA plan it for you, or B, stress so hard about layovers and getting to your cruise that you need a vacation from booking your vacation.
That's easy. A, AAA.
On the plus side, get more with AAA. Go to AAA.com/plus side.
Here's a quick listening guide. When something's on the fan, it's on the station you're listening to right now. If I say something's on ESPN Columbus, it's on 1460 AM and the Fan's HD2. When in doubt, stream it on the Fan app. Thank you and good night.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Hey there, I'm Brad. I'm about to win the Tuesday Night Bowling League Championship. I'm also a highway worker for the Ohio Department of Transportation. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can bowl the winning strike with my buddies.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Brought to you by ODOT, USDOT, NHTSA, and ODPS.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Slight chance of showers this morning, otherwise becoming mostly cloudy throughout the day. Daytime highs soaring into the 70s, and then isolated chances of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon, early evening, some of which could be severe. For tonight, lows down into the 40s, but it will be breezy throughout the day. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. If Bobby and Beamer aren't talking about it, it's not worth your time anyway. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Coming up here 8:30 this morning, Joshua Perry, he's going to join the program. Decided to get to chat with him. Still can't believe Rory won yesterday. It's just kind of a fever dream.
Just waiting for him to lose.
Kind of. And he was close. And he was teetering a couple of times.
He tried.
Yeah, he did. But ultimately got it done. Yeah, I mean, he's now tied with Brooks on 5. It's 15th, tied for 15th of all time. You get another one, you get into the Lee Trevino, Nick Faldo Phil Mickelson 6. Then after that, like you're getting into some. I mean, not only you're already pretty lofty and way up there with 5 of them, but you get into some serious rarefied air the more you accumulate after 6 of them.
Yeah. At 5, 6, there's a little bit of a cluster. Then after that, it's like the greatest players that anyone's ever talked about.
That have ever played the game.
Yeah.
Remarkable. It was a great theater yesterday that we saw. What did you think about the Buckeye spring game on Saturday? I told you we were going to go. We had plans. We had plans to go see the Easter Bunny and then go to the little gym, then the spring game. And Meredith got the Easter Bunny done over at Weiland's, and then she had to take him to the little gym by himself.
Did he like the Easter Bunny?
He loved the Easter Bunny. Loved him.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, I wasn't there to experience it firsthand, but he got home and all he was saying
the Easter Bunny can kind of be a scary proposition. Like it's an unnaturally looking thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 6 foot tall rabbit.
Yeah.
Like
there's huge ears.
Those don't exist.
You know, and I remember our kids would cry a little bit at the beginning. They were scared. It's like really more when they were around William's age, like 2 to 3, 4-ish, like they were a little skittish of the Easter Bunny.
Like he's been cool with Santa Claus. He's been fine with. Like, dude, he was having a great time.
Yeah. I mean, but look at that thing. Like what's natural about that?
Nothing. Nothing's natural about. Look, there's a picture. If you ever want to hop on the YouTube chat, nothing is natural about the Easter Bunny. You're 1,000% right. And I feel like the old Easter bunnies too. Like there are some terrifying Easter bunnies out there.
Yeah, it gets a little bumpy. So that's good. I just got the confirmation from Pat. We're going to be good for tickets for WrestleMania. Boy. I knew Pat's the greatest dude ever. He's got a lot of stuff going on. And he was like, yeah, I'm good. Just get back to me like a week or 2 before the show. And so I texted him a couple of days ago, nothing. I'm like, I don't like flying to Vegas and doing all this. And then
you can watch it at a sports book.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
You and Caleb?
Me and Caleb, bring my 8-year-old into a sports book to see John Cena. And then one of my buddies, Grogan.
Is it a 2-day event?
Oh, yeah. Well, they do SmackDown on Friday, which Cena's going to be at SmackDown. So I was like, hey.
Is all of this at Allegiant?
SmackDown's at T-Mobile.
Okay.
And then WrestleMania is at Allegiant. And then they do like the Monday Raw, I think, back at T-Mobile.
Jeez.
Well, they're there. It's like set up for 5 days and go. One of my buddies, Grogan, he got Caleb a sweet shirt.
Josh Groban?
Grogan, not Josh Groban. But I got a sweet picture of Caleb with his Cena shirt on. He has like a Cena watch, a dog tag. He's like, needs more stuff. He's like, the one watch is broke. And he's like, Dad, can you try to fix this? I'm like, buddy, like, I know that we're looking sweet here, but I mean, he's got the sweet Cena shirt on.
Yeah, he's good.
Oh, yeah, hold up. Oh, there we go.
That's about what age I was into pro wrestling.
He loves Cena. I was like, this is the last WrestleMania he's going to be at. And so I was like, but he's not going to be there. He's going to be on Sunday and Friday. So I was like, do I need to go 3 nights in a row? Let's just maybe do Friday, a little Friday, Sunday, and cruise on back. And that might be the pathway for us.
What are you guys doing Saturday night in Vegas with him?
Probably go to a suite. So like, I think Friday night we're having an elite dinner. One of my buddies loves Caleb. And he's got older kids. He offered to take him by himself. My wife said I had to go chaperone. And she goes, what's
not
the
trust
rules?
Your buddy who's going?
Yeah, I mean, he's married with kids. Not like that kind of a weird situation.
Okay.
But his kids are older. He calls them little buddy. He goes to his games and things. And great guy. And he loves hyping Caleb up. He goes, he's like, you're going to get to do the Home Alone treatment. He's like, I want you to order one of everything off room service. I'm like, oh, come on, man. Are we really going to promote these? Like, yes. He's like,
so you guys are going out to dinner and he's hanging out?
No, we're going to probably be a part of that one night. Okay. And then one night we're going to go to like a good dinner. I mean, my son, we take him out occasionally to nice places. And so I go, buddy, this will be good training for you to sit there at a restaurant, bring you have some steak and some different things. And you're going to cut that up and eat it and, be good with it. So it'll be fun. And it'll be good. It's just out there. I mean, like WrestleMania, it all starts at like 5 o'clock because it's so much earlier. But yeah, it's just a lot. And so looking at that now, coming off spring game weekend, just been dreading this. Like
it's here.
It's here. Something's happening, and now we're here. And so I asked him. So we had the spring game on Saturday. Mm-hmm. I woke up.
Did you guys go down?
I went over to the thing is, being at the game, it's like, am I going to sit in the stands? I'm like, not really. Do I want to go sit in the press box? Even less. Mm-hmm. And being on the sideline would be fine, but then I can't really see nearly as much.
Right.
So then do I want to go back and rewatch a game that is an exhibition. So Caleb had a soccer game at noon. I was watching it at the game, going back and forth, watching that. And then I finished watching the second half of the house. And then after that, they do a big former player and current player like barbecue cookout. And it's awesome. And the kids get to run around. And Caleb didn't want to go. So me and AJ didn't take Axel. He was like sick and thrown up. So he's like, I'm good, Dad. I'm like, all right, man. So RJ went down with me, had a good time. Got a chance to talk to them. I like going and talking to the players and then their parents. Because some of the guys I helped recruit and bring through there had a great conversation with Daniel Sanchez, Devin's dad. He watches Strikes and I show and he loves it. I'm like, you're the best. Like, dude, here's my number. You need anything, like whatever I can do to help your kids. They've got such great young people there. But talking to the guys about some of the things and talking to the linebackers and James about the tight ends catching so many passes. And
Peyton Pierce's impersonation of him, which is world class.
Which was pretty good. I haven't even brought that up with James yet. I don't know if he's seen it.
It was spot on.
It was very good. Very good.
I thought he had a good day on Saturday.
He had a really good day. He's going to play. Like, he's going to play out there with Sonny and Arvell, and they're going to figure some stuff out.
More of the Arvell role that we saw him doing last year.
Yeah, you got to think, like, you have Sonny and Arvell that are tall guys, they're long, and Arvell's played some defensive line. Like, he can probably, in some of the rushing, with what Matt Patricia's doing, like, the versatility is so great. And so the thing is, in the spring, you didn't see that. They literally ran. I saw Matt at Saddle Up, and was talking to him about, getting situated, getting settled. His
Great
wife
job
was
being
there.
multiple today.
And I'm just like, how fun was that call? And he's like, it was awful. It's like just 3 calls. And he goes, I talked to Heartline. I was like, what are you going to run? And they talk like, hey,
sure.
Here's what we're
it's
gonna do,
a practice. You're trying to get better.
Oh, yeah. And then Matty P had mentioned something that he was going to run coverage-wise, like kind of what we're doing in different parts. And then Heartline caught up a freaking the one touchdown to, was it Claire in the middle? The one bender to the tight end. It's like, of course, he's going to run the seam and the cover 2 on the fringe. Why not? Why wouldn't you do that? Like,
get the crowd on their feet.
Get them going. Get them going.
Max Claire is going to go for over 1,000 yards as a tight end.
It's like we're playing. He might, but it was like you're playing single high safety man, single high 3 deep zone coverage, and then cover 2. And there was no variation in the front of what you ran. So, like they weren't getting much pressure. I'm like, because the guys are just lined up. You're not blitzing any linebackers, you're not doing anything. And you were kind of pulling some of your older guys late.
Yeah.
And by the way, like some of the guys were starting to get some pressure. I thought Logan did a really good job.
Mm-hmm. Logan George,
transfer out of Idaho State.
Yeah.
But I thought he got some good pressure there. And of course, like if you're close, they let the ball get out and it's no touch. I told Logan, you should just grab them next time. Maybe smack the ball out of their hand. I go, but underhand smack it so you don't hit them in the thumb.
Mm-hmm. Or the shoulder.
So we don't have a Derek Carr situation.
Yeah, by the way, crazy. Going to be out for the year.
Possibly.
Doing what?
Probably.
Nobody knows.
That's what I'm trying to. He may have been. Derek Carr doesn't strike me as a guy that's doing like a lot of crazy stuff. So was it like working? Was it throwing? Whatever. But I thought the team did what they needed to do in this spring. There's still work to be done in the quarterback situation that everybody's like, it's going to be saying. I'm like, because you saw him play better than Lincoln in the spring game. I watched Lincoln play better than Julian in other live situations and settings. Like I guarantee if Ryan knew, he wouldn't tell anyone because people are like, he's just holding this. I go, I watch it and I don't know.
I think you could go back and look at years when it was maybe a Justin Fields against, trying to remember the backup quarterback's name that year. Anyways, you could go back to that year and be like, hey, you can announce Justin. We get it.
CJ, Will, I get those guys. And I could tell you by watching, like, we're keeping up, the competition, but it's
go back to the Dwayne and Burrow year. Everyone was like, Dwayne's going to be the starter. Burrow doesn't have a chance.
I told him there's zero chance of that. I'm like, Burrow is really good. And when he left, I told somebody, he's going to probably be a 2nd or 3rd, maybe 4th round pick. He'll play in the NFL. And I undershot that a little bit. But people were telling me, you think? I'm like, yeah. I go, Joe's going to be a good player. Like, he may not have the physical spin that Dwayne has of the ball, but he has everything else. And I guess it turned out, he did have everything else, including a national championship, a Heisman, Now a big contract with Cincinnati.
Yeah, and on the precipice of the Super Bowl as well a couple of years ago. Here was Ryan Day just evaluating the quarterbacks from Saturday.
I felt like, Lincoln settled down after the first drive or so, made some nice throws, but I thought Julian, for the most part, early on was in rhythm and moved the team down the field for a couple touchdowns, which was good. Made some nice throws. There's certainly a lot to grow from, and this is why we did this. You can see it was a fairly significant emphasis on throwing the ball to see how the quarterbacks were going to respond, and so we'll use this as another evaluation tool because right from the jump, from when we got off the bus to when we just finished there, I'm glad we did this. I'm glad we did the spring game. I wasn't sure, but it was definitely the right thing to do. I wish we could have stayed out there for another 4 hours and got these reps and getting these guys some work. On defense, the guys were very, very vanilla. You can see it was really 2 coverages all day in one front, which is not what we saw all spring. But I felt like for the most part we got a chance to have some film to evaluate, see how the quarterbacks handle themselves in front of the crowd, and kind of go from there and build from it. So what we'll do next week is we have our post-spring evaluations for all guys. And go through and figure out what they did well and what they need to improve on as we head into the summer.
Yeah, and then I'm sure there's going to be some honest talks too. Wish we were out here for 4 more hours. I wish that defense may have run some other things. Listen, it's a nationally televised game. You got to be pretty vanilla.
I want to tell him, Tress used to keep us out there for 4 hours, so you can do that if you like.
Well, you loved that, didn't you?
I did not like that
okay.
game, especially my senior year when it was 48 and rainy, and they're like, oh, you only get to play a 2 series. I'm like, of all the days I am playing today, I didn't get dressed up, and I'm not going to stand out here in the freezing rain. I am playing now. If it's 70 and
already
sunny,
done 98% of the work.
Yeah,
I'm out here. If it's 80 degrees and sunny, cool. 2 series, I'll be out hanging out on the sidelines. That's nice. 45 and rain.
No. Unless you're going to let me shower and go home. Get the drinking started early.
Joshua Perry. He's going to react to the Buckeye spring game with us here in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Monday. We're still watching crews clear out one crash on 33 westbound at 161, the ramp over in Plain City. Watch for crews over there. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions. A very handsome reward indeed. With Robinhood Gold, your annual IRA contributions are boosted by 3%. Plus, you also get 4% APY on your cash in non-retirement accounts. That's over 8 times the national savings average. The perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% IRA boost on annual contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. Rates subject to change. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Over 8 times the national average savings account interest rate claim is based on data from the FDIC as of November 18th, 2024. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinder Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash or get a great deal. See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HinderMotorCompany.com.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Miss a minute of the show?
Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Type in Morning Juice and subscribe.
This is Morning Juice.
Coming up tomorrow at this very time, Uncle Bo Bishop, he's going to join the program as he does every single Tuesday. Right now, though, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Check with our great friend. He is Joshua Perry. JP, thanks for the time. Always appreciate it. What'd you see from the Buckeyes on Saturday at the spring game?
Well, I mean, such a fun day, right? And, all the celebration that went on was awesome to see. The guys getting their rings and showing off some of the hardware there was great. In terms of the team for next year, super talented on offense. I think a lot of us anticipated that, thought Julian looked really good. Throwing the football, Nyland Graham, I think, is going to be a very, very good player. So I know people are excited about that. Thought the line looked pretty good. Thought the backs looked good. Defense, I know folks maybe felt a little bit more questionable about that side of the football. And I got to tell you, like, you're at a disadvantage in a spring game environment on defense sometimes because you're playing so straight up and everybody's so static. You're not blitzing a ton, right? Nothing's really that exotic. And so you can get picked on a little bit. I thought it was really good overall. Very excited for the outlook for this team coming up in the fall.
They looked pretty good. Like you said, the static nature of the defense made it tough. I mean, any potential issues that you were seeing with this team, Joshua, moving into this through the spring, now into the summer, areas they may need to address or possibly have some internal improvement and development on?
Yeah, I mean, I think up front is going to be the big challenge, right? And the defensive line last year, I thought by the end of the year was playing at an elite level. And so that's hard to replicate on its own. I also don't think that they have the depth on the defensive line that they had last year. And so, you got to develop that from within. You might also have to look at the portal for a couple of pieces there, too. I also think that other teams are looking for very similar things in the portal. Everybody who I've talked to is like, need a couple extra guys on the defensive line or whatever the case is. Not even guys who can start, but depth pieces. And with the house settlement coming up, just for everybody to know, like the spring portal might get a little bit weird because collectives are just trying to get rid of cash right now. All that to say, I think you got to rely on the guys that you've recruited and that you have in-house if you're going to do that because you might not be able to get who you need to get. I think they're going to be fine. Like, I think they're going to be good, and especially when they're able to get guys on the move and they can get aggressive and insert some of those linebackers closer to the line of scrimmage, take a little bit of stress off some of the double teams that can happen up front. I think they'll be able to play ball.
It's also not like, they're growing defensive linemen in the portal on trees, Joshua. It's not like you can go out and you have kind of the run of the cupboard and you're going to be making some like 3-star Michelin meal. Like, these are guys who got into the portal for a reason post-spring. So I know that they're going to try to address that, but it's not like it's going to be a bevy of riches.
I don't think that Nico is the only big-time player that's going to try to see how much they can squeeze out of the collective before the rev share starts. I think that there are going to be players that end up in the portal because they know this might be their last chance to just get an exorbitant amount of money before rev share comes around and the clearinghouse comes for NIL deals. So I agree with you. Most guys who are getting in the spring portal typically are guys who probably weren't going to be impact players. But I think there might be some extra tampering going on and some guys who are like, this is my last shot to really get paid on a big-time NIL deal.
So you're Nico. They signed you to your 4-year contract coming out of high school. You're making like 2.25, 2.5 a year, whatever it is. And you try to ratchet up and try to get a little more. Tennessee handled it the way that they did. Nico chose to bail. Do you think that he had another landing spot in mind, or do you think that they called his bluff? Do you like the way Tennessee handled it in this situation?
I think they called his bluff, but there's going to be somebody desperate enough, and I'm thinking like people who might be on the hot seat that could use a little bit of excitement, and ultimately a guy who like didn't perform well in the biggest games, but everybody thought was going to be a big time quarterback. So I think he'll find his place. Now, whether he gets the $4 million he was looking for is a totally different conversation. I'm not mad about how Tennessee handled this. If it was me in my locker room and I was the coach, I probably would have felt a similar way. Like, you're either in or you're out, and I'm not going to be held up by a guy who's going to try to squeeze me for all the money. I think we also need to be clear that a lot of this is Tennessee's fault, period. They put Nico on the private jet when he was a recruit, and that was an issue. They litigated that and took it to court, and the courts ruled that agents could negotiate with any third party. And they never really had like a time frame of when this could happen. That's how you have all the tampering that goes on. And so, like, Tennessee as an institution is part of the reason this happened. Tennessee as an institution is part of the reason why you have basically unlimited transfer right now. So I know people are, like, looking at this and they're like, oh, man, Nico did a terrible thing and I feel so bad. I can't feel bad. And you set the tone with how he was going to behave when you put him on the jet in the first place. So all of this is, like, a very nasty situation. And I feel bad for a lot of people that are involved. But, like, for Tennessee as an institution, like, you kind of open the door on many of the things that came after that court case. And so, like, it is what it is. Like, they made their decision. I'm fine with it.
I don't know if irony is the correct word in this, but do you find any irony at all that Dan Lanning was the one to reach out to Heupel and be like, hey, dude, like, your quarterback is out here talking to us? Like, do you find that, I mean, interesting at all?
Elite temper, right?
Yeah, he is pretty good at it.
No, and so, like, I guess he hears everything that's going on. I mean, I'm not mad at it, right? Like, you got to play chess, and part of the thought process was that Nico is a California guy, and so he could have ended up at one of UCLA or USC, which I think with Lincoln Riley and how tenuous things have gotten there, like, it's not a bad thing for him to bring in a quarterback that he can develop. So one thing he's done really well, and Nico's still a ball of clay. And so if you're Dan Lanning, like, and you feel like that has momentum, of course you're going to call Heupel and be like, hey, bro, I just want you to know what's going on with your quarterback. This is, I say this all the time, my two favorite things to watch on television are sports and Bravo reality TV shows, because I think they have so much in common. Sports is reality TV, and everything that happened on, like, Thursday night and Friday and Saturday is exactly why these two things are the same to me. This is a reality TV show right now. We're in the off-season portion, so we're not watching games. Everything about it's reality TV, and I'm just eating it up.
It is. It's reality TV breaking out right in front of us, and it's wild to think that that's the case. But Joshua, like you said, a little bit you make your bed, and then you've got to sleep in it. And in about the last minute here, that's why I think, Ryan and Pantoni, they've put a premium on bringing in guys with character, so that this situation does not arise.
They also set the tone on, if you perform, we're going to make sure that you're well taken care of. And I think that the guys on the roster right now probably feel that. They feel like, Ohio State's done what they can to take care of them. To your point, when you bring in kids, and the first thing, again, with Nico, you put him on the jet, like, he was thinking about money from the start. How you get them is how you lose them. It's true for relationships. It's true for recruiting, right? And so when you're Ohio State and you're going after guys, and the first thing that they ask is, tell me about the program, tell me about the scheme, I want to know about academics, you feel really good about that because the money's going to take care of itself. Everybody's concerned with that. But that shouldn't be the first part of the conversation. So you got to figure that out. And Ohio State's done a good job of that.
You more of like a below-deck med guy, or what's your Bravo show of choice?
Oh,
I'm Real Housewives all the way.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, yeah. It is. I mean, every one of the franchises is just chef's kiss to me. But I watch reruns on Peacock constantly. It's what I do.
Oh, that's terrible. Hey,
I love it.
I'm just wondering when you're going to get off Bravo on Sunday morning and come down with Jim and Georgette to the Buckeye 4-miler. Like, that's what I'm really asking.
Dude, I would have been there, but, scheduled. Your boy's out here working 6-7 days a week. So I was out of town on a work assignment. Otherwise, I would have been down there. It's a great event. All my people were having a great time. The parents said they saw a ton of people. David Babner, who does a great job at that event, even invited him up on stage. I'm like, Jim Perry's becoming a little bit of a local celeb there. But sad I missed it. Next year I'll be around, though.
JP, Perfect. Always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a fantastic rest of the week, buddy, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
All right, take care, fellas.
There he goes, our guy, Joshua Perry, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We're going to reveal our fan poll next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we're watching a crash still in Plain City on 33 westbound, getting off at 161. Watch for crews clearing that out, but everything else looking nice and clear. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Hi, this is Ron from the Good Feet store. Are you standing on painful feet all day? Don't lose hope. We want to help you live without pain. Discover your options and visit goodfeet.com. Or stop in today at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway in Grove City.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shane practically hunched him over. Bonbon pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Columbus Men's Clinic said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Columbus Men's Clinic was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual medical provider that takes the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you'll know your T level before you leave. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-324-VEIN. That's 614-324-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Do you realize making the minimum monthly payments on your credit cards, it'll take nearly 20 years to pay them off? What if I told you there's a way for you to get them all paid off in just a matter of weeks? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Imagine wiping out all of your credit cards. Here's where you go. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending is the easy button for tapping in to hundreds of thousands of dollars in your home equity. That's not the bank money, it's your money. Listen, your home, the value is way up. And now AFLcash.com has a super fast, hassle-free program that lets you turn that equity into cash. People who do this are living their best life, their credit card debt free, with cash left over for other stuff like home improvements, maybe a vacation. See how much money you can get now. Go to AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Say goodbye to greedy credit card companies. That's AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The Buckeyes are national champions. And you listen to it all right here on The Fan. And next year when they do it again, it'll be here on The Fan. And the year after that, well, you know the drill. Always and forever, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I named my boat Sure Don't. Get it? The other day when my friend said, "Hey, Larry, you want to head back in? It looks like it might rain." I said, "Sure don't." I guess they didn't get it because they didn't laugh.
Whatever you call your boat, protect it by insuring it with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from refilings.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Panic and passion. Is that a motivational quote or the title of an adult romance novel? You're listening to Morning Juice.
Uncle Bo and the boys, they're going to be up after we're done. All kinds of good stuff with them. Talk a little Masters. Talk a little spring game.
Yeah.
Austin Ward's going to join him at 10:30. Tyvus coming up at 11:30. I'm just trying to think the last time we saw something like that dramatic in sports.
Jack Sawyer stripping the ball from Quinn Ewers.
Yeah, that was
snip,
pretty
snap,
close.
snip, snap.
You know, I mean,
like you're controlling the game, and then all of a sudden Texas goes down and scores. Trey gets the penalty. Things bad happen. And then Trey rips off a run. You're like, we're back in it. And then Texas is driving to tie it. And then
kind of similar situations, too. Yeah. I mean, you want to think about the pressure that Ryan Day was under.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Drew Allers, interception to Christian Gray in the Orange Bowl.
Yeah, that was a big one. We do remember that. But yeah, I mean, think about the pressure coming off of that.
And that's
Michigan
the only thing that he couldn't do was throw an interception.
Oh, it really
was.
Yeah. He threw 3 of them in the game. The officials wiped away 2. And the third time they said, sorry, buddy.
Dude, just dirt it.
Like, why?
I was trying to think of, like, just the how big, I guess, of a lack of a better word.
When was the last time we saw this? Did you watch the Final Four?
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, like, Kelvin Sampson got Roried the old school way.
Duke got Roried by Kelvin Sampson.
But Rory, like,
duked themselves.
Kelvin was up. You're winning. You're up by 10. This is it. You're the oldest, one of the oldest coaches to finally win one. Maybe the oldest coach. And then you just give it away at the end.
I was trying to think of like a time a player or team like got the monkey off their back that way. And honestly, the first one that came to mind for me was like the Cavs in 2016, just for the city of Cleveland. Like, I'm sure there's probably been some.
But they were down 3-1.
They were down to the 73-9 Golden State.
Yes,
like
the
it was
greatest
kinda,
team ever.
Just like Rory did yesterday, the way he gave it away and then got it back. Like it wasn't that he just got the monkey off his back. It's the way he did it.
Gave it away 3 times.
Standing on that 10th tee box, though, with a 4-shot lead, you birdie number 10 to get to a 5-shot lead. You cross the creek on 12. You avoid the water on 11. Like, it is over.
Is it?
You won.
This is a guy that has shot a 43 on the second 9. So do you think, like, I'm honest, like that, for me, I'm an emotional wreck. Like, that's why golf is, it's a combat sport for me. Like, I can't relax. I can put things out of my mind and go do things that are like require high degree of physical and intense focus. But to do things that you have to just require like the focus like that and the consistency of stuff, I don't know that I could have done that. And I would like to think maybe as I've gotten older, but when I was younger.
The mental capacity to lock back into the playoff is astonishing.
My dad said every time I had a turnover in basketball growing up, he's like, you would get a foul on 90% of the next possessions. Like, let me get this back. It's okay that I double bogeyed. Hey, you may want to lay up here. Give me the big stick. Let's go.
You would have gotten a lot of yellow cards in soccer. You know that? Give the ball away. Slide tackle.
Go get him right from behind. Whack him down.
Red.
Get him.
Kevin says on the YouTube chat, Federer versus Djokovic, 2019 Wimbledon final. So that Fed choked the 2 match points away.
Yeah.
That would be a big one. I'm not super familiar with that match.
Yeah. I remember that. It's been a while. Gosh. Like the iconic stages are what make like Wimbledon,
of course,
the Masters, like some of those, they're just unbelievable places.
And well, there are ghosts there too. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's sports ghosts in the history. Like it just.
Well, the thing about the Masters that's special is if you win that thing, you play it until you can't play anymore.
Yeah, like Bernhard Langer played in his last one.
Yeah.
This
and it's
year.
like that to me, there's something special about it. And so for Rory to get that win, like that etches you, that you get to play high level golf and be a part of something into perpetuity until you can no longer physically do it.
Yeah.
And honestly, like if he finds a way to win another, and depending on who else has won and what goes on, like 30 years from now, he might be on that next opening tee group, you know, at some point in time.
I mean, he'll be close.
You know, that's what I'm saying. You got 5, you get 6, like, okay.
Oh, he's one of 6 people ever to win a Grand Slam.
That's my point. So like that, he might be right there. And now having the Masters in that mix, right, Beam, he could have won 2 more of the other 3. But can you be in the opening tee box if you've never won the Masters?
No, you can't.
That's kind of the prereq.
All those dudes are green jacket guys. Multiple green jacket guys.
So you've got to have that one, and he could have won 8.
I mean, Tom Watson never did the career slam. Arnie never did the career slam. Oh, they've won multiple Masters.
And so that gets you in there. And like the way that Rory's kind of won this time, like, I mean, that's something that is probably in his future now. Because of that, because of one round. Really because of the way he was able to recover on the boat. What do you call overtime in golf? What's it?
Sudden death playoff.
Sudden death, the playoff. What do they do after 10, by the way?
I think they go back to 18. They alternate 18 and 10.
You just play the same 2 holes over and over again?
Well, yeah, because one's going down the hill and the other one's just coming back up. So the 10th green is right next to the 18th tee box. So
as you go in and out.
A little mini circle.
I figured that, but that's terrible. Just the same 2 holes over and over again?
I don't think they would ever go to like 12.
You can't just like pull one out of the hat?
We'll go back to 18. Continued alternation between number 18 and 10 till a winner's
determined.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Just straight up.
That's
up and
terrible.
down the hill. Down the hill, up the hill. Didn't need to see it though. Before we get out of here today, our fan poll at 971thefan.com or on X at 971thefan is sponsored by Caster Connection. Which among these 4 guys do you think is the most likely to be the next one to complete the career Grand Slam? Brooks Koepka needs 2. All right. Needs an Open championship, needs a Masters. Has 5 total. I think 3 PGAs and 2 SU Opens or vice versa. Phil Mickelson just needs the U.S. Open. He's on the third leg.
He's probably past,
Scotty Scheffler, who has been racking and stacking as of late, or Jordan Spieth, who needs a PGA championship to get it done. The crazy part, too, is we hadn't
refused to put Arnold Palmer on there.
Yeah. Shout out to Arnie, man. One of the coolest guys to ever live. The crazy part, too, is that you hadn't seen a completion of a Grand Slam at a Masters in 90 years. I mean, Sarazen needed to get it done in 35 to get his complete.
Shark would remember that one.
Oh, who doesn't remember Gene Sarazen's double eagle at 15 and 35?
Sounds pretty amazing.
Victor almost had one yesterday, and Nance, of course he did, on the calls like, shades of Sarazen back in 35. Like, yeah, who doesn't remember that one?
I mean, he didn't even know that it went in. Like, that's just great, like, looking around because the ball's so far, and I don't think he remembers. He's like, wait, it's in? It's in? That's great.
What does Rombo have? I feel like just
got 2.
Rom only have 2, but they're 2 different ones. Yeah, so he's got the U.S. Open and the Masters.
There's a handful of guys that are still in their prime that could make a push to be able to get to something like this. But as Rory, as you saw, Beam, he's been hanging on this for a decade.
Yeah.
And he's had ample opportunities to do it leading into the weekend or even into the final day or even into the final 9.
I just feel like it's got to, if the next guy on that list, it's got to be Scotty, just the way that he's been playing.
But he doesn't even know. Beam.
He doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know.
Sunday morning, he thinks he's in church.
How's the rest of the song go?
Something about on your knees and Scotty not knowing.
Mm-hmm. Problem with Scotty, he's got 2 Masters. He has 0 other ones, though. So he's got 3 to go.
Yeah. If I'm going to win one,
I'm going to go. I'll say Phil. Let's go Phil at the U.S. Open.
I mean, that would be. Is he even eligible for those?
I don't know. It's a really good question. Probably not anymore.
The Live Slam?
He's got to qualify.
Did he get the Live Slam, though?
What is that? The season-long points race, whatever they play for? The $54 million.
Who knows?
Bob, I had so much fun with you today. What do you say we reconvene on Big Tuesday? Schleg's with us tomorrow.
Let's do it.
Everybody have an awesome day. Uncle Bo and the boys are up next. We are back live tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to break everything down. Have a good one. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We're still watching just one crash out in the Plain City area. The ramp from 33 westbound to 161 slightly blocked off due to a crash. Crews are working to clear up. Watch for slowdowns over there. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Your home is more than just 4 walls and a roof. It's where life happens, where memories are made, where family gathers, and where you should feel safe. At Newman Roofing, we know that when it's time for a new roof, you want to feel confident that you've hired the right company, one that will install a quality roof and complete the work as promised. But with so many roofing companies out there, how do you know which one to trust? For over 30 years, Newman Roofing has helped more than 7,500 families protect their homes with quality roofing, gutters, and siding. We believe you deserve a company that provides a white glove customer experience, one that pays attention to every detail and treats your home like it's our own. At Newman Roofing, we're not just another roofing company. We're a family-built business that stands behind our work. So when it's time to replace your roof, don't settle for uncertainty. Choose the local family with a reputation for excellence. Choose the company you can trust. Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit us online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like asterisk-free checking. An account that's filled with features, but no monthly maintenance fee, no matter what. Because it's your money, right? So we think you should keep it. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney.
Hey, spring is here, and nobody wants to suffer through another spring, summer, fall, not being able to do the things you love. Get outside, walk around with friends, go to your kids' games, go to your grandkids' games. Maybe you want to go bike. Maybe you want to play some pickleball, some tennis, some golf, whatever it is. Those are the activities you'll love to do. And maybe you're in intense pain. Hey, Bobby Carpenter here. That was me. That was my dad. And so you want to know what we did? We went and saw the medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Columbus, Ohio. They're on the case, and they're going to get you the relief just like they did for us. For me, it was my knee. I had some issues from playing. They helped it out. For my dad, it was his other knee. They helped him out. But whether it's a hip, a shoulder, or back, you won't miss a beat. There's no surgery, and there's no long recovery. With QC Kinetics, the science is solid. They'll give you your life back without harmful meds. So go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus and find out the easiest path for you. They've got 2 new locations at Canal, Winchester, and Grove City, so give them a call at 380-208-4544.
New career opportunities near you. Uline is opening a new 1.4 million square foot distribution center in Etna, and they're looking for exceptional people to join their Ohio team. Interview for warehouse positions at their upcoming April hiring event. Warehouse workers earn pay starting from $25 an hour with significant growth and earning potential. Plus, get full health benefits and a 401k match from day one. Sign up for your interview this April in Etna at uline.jobs. That's uline.jobs.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news to stats to placing bets in a couple of taps. Stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Evan Cohen here. When you're on a business trip, you know what goes completely off the rails? Your workout routine, especially when you book a hotel that doesn't have a gym. So what ends up happening? You do a few push-ups and sit-ups in your room, run around the block, or you just skip it entirely. Lame. If you just stay at La Quinta by Wyndham, you'll discover there's a fully equipped fitness center at every location. Now you can wake up and power your buys and tries the right way, or de-stress with some cardio. The choice is yours. Tonight, La Quinta,